What's up, everybody? How are all of you guys doing today? That shit came in loud. I'm sorry. It might still be loud. But I appreciate all of you guys being here. Appreciate everyone being here this evening. I'm going to turn this down. I know it's probably loud on you guys' end. Sorry if that's loud on you guys' end, or if it was loud on you guys' end. Anyway, I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Ty, looks like you were first in the chat tonight. We got Black Claw that's in the chat with you. We got SP Flash 1523. Appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate all the likes so far. And we are going to have a little bit of fun tonight. There are some things we're going to get into. There's some things we're going to talk about. One thing that I did want to do with you guys, well, before I even get to that, let me do my regular spill. If you're new here and you'd like to join our Discord, if you haven't already joined the Discord page, you can do so. You can join our Discord. The link should be down below in the bio. You can click that link there. It's the easiest way for us to get in contact with you when we're doing giveaways. And not only when we're doing giveaways, there's a really fun conversations that go on in the Discord with our vastly ever-growing community. Constant conversations from comic books to video games to TV shows to actors and actresses. You name it, they talk about it. So if you were interested in joining the Discord, you can do so. The link is down below in the bio, and you can join our ever-growing community. One thing I did want to do with Discord today, though, if anyone is interested, I did want to do some call-ins today. If you guys are interested, you can call in if you're interested in doing that. And with that call-in, there's no agenda. There's no specific thing that you have to do or say. If there's something that you want to say to me or something that you want my thoughts on, that you would like me to talk about, that maybe not one of the topics today, because it is a rather short show today. So if there's something that you would like me to talk about, feel free to get in the Discord and you can call in. Now, here's the thing on the call-ins. I'm going to let you guys know when we do the call-ins, or when I get to that part where I do call-ins with everyone. If you would like to, what you can do if you want to be one of those ones that call in, all you need to do is just in the Discord. I'll go ahead and in the Discord and put my name, put myself in the chat. You can click here if you're in the Discord. You can click here, click on my name in the Discord that I just put there, and then you can direct message me, and then that'll be the way that I can get you in for a live call, if that's something you're interested in doing. If not, if no one's interested in doing it, we don't have to do that tonight, but it's just something I thought I would try to do since it is just myself tonight, and kind of get to talk to you guys a little bit more. Talk to you more than just in the chat. Talk to you live. So, if that's something you're interested in, you can definitely do so. Let's see here. Bear with me one moment, guys. One moment. All right. So, let's get into Is the music too loud, or can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me okay, or if the music is too loud before I jump to this first topic. Let me know, chat. If you guys are here, if you're normally here and you've heard me talk before, you guys know this is my cup, the same cup I have every damn stream. They did not, if you know, you guys know I drink the Sunkist Cherry Limeade. Like, that's what I drink 247. They didn't have it. They're out everywhere. So all they fucking have is this pineapple Fanta. The music can be a bit louder? Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm glad it sounds good. Professor the Film Fan, appreciate you being here. No More Champagne, appreciate you being here. Sir Yuri G, DeChinks, D Stizzle, Grand Region Thrag, appreciate all you guys being here. So I guess we'll go ahead and jump right into the first topic for the day. And the first topic that we're going to talk about is the Ashoka series. you guys know we've talked about the Ahsoka series before, and in the past 2 weeks, there's been multiple things that have come out about the Ahsoka series. And as you guys know, it is my most anticipated Star Wars show for 2023. And every time that something leaks about it, every time that, Star Wars put out Lucasfilm put out a first look, a first picture of Rosario Dawson for the Ahsoka series. And it's nothing we haven't seen before of Rosario playing Ahsoka, but that picture just amped my anticipation, amped my hype for it, because it's just like, finally we're getting something tangible from the series that we can actually look at and things like that. So I'm actually excited about it. Before I jump right in, well, actually, no, I'll go ahead and read it. I'll go ahead and read this is coming from makingstarwars.net, and let me see. But before I even get into that, I'll say this about the Ahsoka series. I've said this multiple times about the Ahsoka series. I think that the Ahsoka series is going to be top tier Star Wars content. And not only is it going to be top tier, I think it's going to be jaw-dropping. I think we're going to be reaching spaces with the Ahsoka series and reaching into spaces in Star Wars that we've never reached before. And with this leak and with the things that have come out about it, it sounds like it's going to be really good. And it's going to be taking place, the show's going to be taking place in multiple eras of Ahsoka's life. So I'll read this here so you guys can hear what's going on. And again, this is coming from makingstarwars.net. It said, during the production of Star Wars Ahsoka, there was a code name for a character I'm reluctant to share at the moment. But through this code, I was able to figure out and confirm Ahsoka Tano had different code names for the different eras of her story, using different actors for those moments. This was my first hunch that we could see Ahsoka in different eras of her life to some extent. But before you think that's all this is, this story takes a sharp turn. To be clear, this is another young actor playing Ahsoka Tano in Star Wars in the Ahsoka series, and it's not the excellent Rosario Dawson, nor is it a fan favorite actress Ashley Eckstein, who plays her voice and who voices Ahsoka in the series, who voices Ahsoka in Rebels and voices Ahsoka obviously in Clone Wars. It goes on to say that we, the audience, will get glimpses of Tano in other times and eras via the World Between Worlds. Again, you guys know that has been the thing I've been talking about the most when it comes to the Ahsoka series. The World Between Worlds is going to be the pivotal thing within the series. Within the logo for the Ahsoka show, the World Between Worlds is her logo. The World Between Worlds is still extreme mystery to a lot of us Star Wars fans. As I've pointed out before, Dave Filoni, when asked about it, the only thing he said is it is not time travel. He has been extremely vague about what the World Between Worlds actually is within the Star Wars mythos. So I'm really excited about that. But then it goes on to say there is a version of Ahsoka in her late teens, one for another undisclosed time, might be present-day Ahsoka in terms of the narrative itself. And finally, for the version we saw in the final moments of Star Wars Rebels, in her magical white robes. Now, I don't know if because I've read this. I've read this before I came on here with you guys, but I wanted to make sure. So I'm not sure if, when he says magical white robes, if he's saying like, because we know that within the Ahsoka series, that's going to be tying in with the Skeleton Crew, or rather the Skeleton Crew is going to be tying in with the Ahsoka series. Ahsoka is supposed to be rumored to cameo in the Skeleton Crew series, and we know that the Skeleton Crew series is going to take place in what they're now calling Beyond, the Space Beyond, I think is what they're calling it. In Legends, in Star Wars Legends, it's called the Unknown Regions. So it looks like they may be the Skeleton Crew, from what we've seen from leaks and things, are going to be stuck, or lost rather, in the unknown regions of space. And with them being lost in the unknown region of space, and we know that the Ahsoka series is going to heavily take place in the unknown regions of space. I know I'm kind of throwing a lot out there with all of this, but also with the Skeleton Crew, we know that it's going to be diving into maybe, I don't know if so far if it's the origins of the Night Sisters, or if it's going to be just more of the Night Sisters, being that they are from, looks like they're going to be from the beyond space or the unknown regions. And so when it says magical white robes, we know that the Night Sisters and Mother Talzin, they use magic. It's not force. It's not the force that they use. It's witchcraft. It's magic that they use. So I'm wondering if when she travels into the unknown regions or beyond space, if she's coming back in her magical white robes. Are we going to see Ahsoka go on some type of not just a Force journey, but what is Ahsoka going to be diving into? Are we going to see her diving into some type of tapping into some type of magical force? Because there is magic within Star Wars. There is witchcraft and those type of things within Star Wars. So I'm wondering. I mean, we've seen Palpatine use dark magic. We saw Palpatine use dark magic against Yoda in season 6 of Clone Wars. So I mean, it's not as if magic is outside the scope of Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars itself is magic. So I'm wondering if that's something that we're going to see, since it's talking about her magical white robes. It's very interesting. But then it goes on to say, we the audience, I'm sorry, it says, my Darth Vader sources have confirmed Ahsoka will fight Darth Vader in more than one way, and Hayden Christensen required some training for sequences in the series because we will see his face again on screen wearing the same costume he wore on Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith. Now, this is not really surprising to me, and the reason this is not surprising to me is because a while back, Hayden Christensen, when rumored for the Obi-Wan series, before it was confirmed that he was going to be in the Obi-Wan series, it was also rumored that he was going to be showing up in the Ahsoka series. And this does make sense because of the world between worlds. Everything that's going on in the world between worlds, from my understanding, well, I'll read, I don't know if it says that here, but from my understanding, what's going on with the world between worlds and Ahsoka is that no matter what she does, no matter what outcome, because that's, we know that within the world between worlds too. Again, it's not. I don't want to confuse anyone, and I don't want to say anything that is not true when it comes to world between worlds, just because we really have no information on the world between worlds, and it's extremely vague. But what I've seen, from what I've heard, rather, is that no matter what Ahsoka does, the outcome is going to be the same. Even when, I guess when there's the moment of her fighting Vader on Mustafar, it's supposed to be rather. There's a moment in the world between worlds where you can see what would have happened. I guess you call it a what if, like Marvel's what if type of deal. But there's a scene that's going to take place in the Ahsoka series that would have shown what would have happened if Ahsoka did not leave the Jedi Order like she did in Clone Wars. And if she didn't leave the Jedi Order like she did in Clone Wars, she would have been the one that took Obi-Wan's place in fighting Anakin on Mustafar. So that's what we're going to see within the world between worlds. But from what I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My dogs. Let me stop. From what we've seen between the world between worlds and things like that, is that Ahsoka, again, is going to take the place of Obi-Wan within that vision. She's going to have several visions, several different outcomes of what would have been, but ultimately it's all going to lead Ahsoka back on the path that she was originally supposed to be going on, which puts her in the unknown regions. That's from what I've gathered from everything that they've been talking about with this. Those are some of the things I've gathered from it. But it then goes on to say, we will see many possible outcomes for Ahsoka's life, and how, in essence, no matter what, they all lead to a particular moment in her story. If Ahsoka had returned to the Jedi Order, she would be the one fighting Darth Vader on Mustafar, having the high ground, not Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because what happened had to happen to get Tano to where she and Skywalker needed to be. I can also confirm Hayden Christensen's filmed fight scenes with Clone Wars Ahsoka in this scenario. Now, we also know that Savannah Stein, I believe is how you say her last name, she's rumored to be playing a young Ahsoka. So we're going to be seeing her play a younger version of Ahsoka, and that could be tying in with the flashbacks of the Clone Wars stuff that Hayden Christensen had filmed. Now, let's jump back to the Obi-Wan Kenobi days. If you remember, when the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was coming out, and before it had come out and all the rumors and things that were coming out for the show, we had also heard that Hayden Christensen had filmed Clone Wars flashbacks for that show. Needless to say, we didn't see them. The only flashback we saw was an episode 2 flashback between him and Obi-Wan training. And the de-aging there was horrendous. But with this, maybe the scenes that were rumored to be in Obi-Wan were never going to be in Obi-Wan. They were just going to be in the Ahsoka series instead. So whatever he has filmed in the Clone Wars attire, whatever he has filmed for flashbacks with a younger version of Ahsoka, looks like that may have always had been true, just not for the Obi-Wan series, instead for the Ahsoka series. So it's pretty interesting that we are going to, pretty cool too. And again, take all this with a massive grain of salt. How many times have we been kicked in the dick by Star Wars? How many times has Star Wars told us, oh, this is going to happen or this is going to happen? And we've seen things, or we've gotten excited for things just to be let down in the end. So take all of this with a massive grain of salt. It then goes on to say, through the world between worlds, it seems present-day Ahsoka will learn that Anakin Skywalker was destined to take the path he did, and we, the audience, will see aspects of those outcomes, and some of them we will see live action. Clone Wars era Ahsoka Tano, played by new actor and duel with her former Jedi Master, taking the place of Obi-Wan Kenobi in this reality that never was. Ahsoka will also see other visions in these sequences. Had Ahsoka killed Thrawn and Ezra Bridger did not need to use the Purgle, Ahsoka's destiny remained the same. The lessons for Ahsoka's the lesson for Tano's appearance to be that she cannot change her destiny, and instead she must embrace it. In essence, it sounds like Ahsoka works through her regret. This is why she is so centered and at peace when she's with Luke. So that's something too. One thing, not even so much even when she's just with Luke. I would say even in Rebels, Ahsoka seemed at peace. Ahsoka seemed like she knew her place within the cosmic force. She knew her place within the galaxy. And I don't know. Well, you know what? And even when we see Ahsoka come back at the end of Rebels, when she's got on the magical white robes and everything like that, we could be seeing a even more enlightened Ahsoka by that time, because by the time we see her in Rebels, it's kind of hinted at and rumored from the things that we've seen with the Ahsoka leaks, the Ahsoka series leaks, that she's already kind of gone on a journey, because after we see her at the end of Rebels, we had already seen her get yanked out of the world between worlds by Ezra. Then for her to tell Ezra, as they were running away from Palpatine, Ezra said, "Come and find me." She said, "Don't worry, I will." So it's all very interesting. I'm super, like I said, you guys know I'm super excited for the Ahsoka series. It's my most anticipated Star Wars series that's coming out, and not, as I've said many times, I think it's going to be jaw-dropping. I think it's going to be a game changer for Lucasfilm. I think it's going to be a game changer for the current state of Star Wars. I think there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be really loving what Star Wars is doing with the Ahsoka series. The last things that I'll touch on here for the Ahsoka series, I'll read, of course it's going to make me do that. I'll read these for you guys here, what they're saying. Let me see. Okay. So this is coming from Galactic Transmissions, and they shared, the show will feature Ahsoka in different eras of her life, kind of things we just read, but they touch on a little bit more. Different eras in her life, including the Clone Wars. Through visions in the world between worlds, we will see her make different choices in these visions, and that ultimately show her destiny cannot be changed. One of these visions show her returning to the Jedi Order, as a result fighting Darth Vader instead of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Another shows her killing Thrawn instead of Ezra escaping with the Purgle. Ahsoka will be shown in her Clone Wars era, Star Wars Rebels era, and the third era that is currently unknown. There is another young actor that will play Ahsoka during some of these sequences. It will not be Ashley, of course, we talked about that. Rosario Dawson plays the character the majority of the time. Hayden Christensen is set to return as Anakin / Darth Vader. And then there's another one that says, both shows seem, and this is talking about Ahsoka and the Skeleton Crew. It says both shows seem to be building towards an event that'll culminate in a larger narrative when watched together. Ahsoka Tano is rumored to guest star in Skeleton Crew. In the Ahsoka series, Thrawn and Ezra find themselves in the New Beyond. I'm sorry, that's what it's called, the New Beyond. Set after the events of Star Wars Rebels, this region is completely new to the Star Wars world. Most of our previous Star Wars knowledge of the universe will be irrelevant as this is a new universe with, again, just the unknown regions. Then it goes on to say the children of the Skeleton Crew will also find themselves here when the children in Skeleton Crew end up lost in space. We, the audience, will be as lost as they are. The Ahsoka series will introduce the concepts of the Skeleton Crew that the concepts of the Skeleton Crew will explore. Then it says the Night Sisters are obviously rumored to be showing up. Then it says Lars, you know me and last name, sorry, is playing Thrawn. The dude that voices him is playing Thrawn in Ahsoka, and will have the haunting red eyes. So there's some pretty cool things going on with Ahsoka. There's some pretty cool things that, like I said, I'm so excited to see. Again, I can't tell you the last time I've been this excited for Star Wars, but I really am looking forward to the Ahsoka series. And anytime any type of leaks come out, any type of set photos come out, because we did get that look of her from the newest look set photo, I guess. She looks great. The show sounds like it's going to be great. This is Dave's baby. He's treating it like a newborn baby. It's going to be fantastic. And again, I think that this is all going to ultimately tie together with what I'm not entirely sure. My theory is still that I believe that they are going to be doing their adaptation of Dark Empire. That's just my theory. I could be completely wrong, but we know that Skeleton Crew feeds into this. We know that maybe Acolyte might feed something into all of this, even though that's taking place hundreds of years before this. But all of this could be culminating to, like they said, a larger event that has to be watched together. So like I said, I'm excited. You guys let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking of the Ahsoka series from the leaks, some of the things that have come out about it. Are you excited for the Ahsoka series? Or are you one of the ones that's like, Star Wars has just hurt me so much that don't really care what they're doing. They have to show me to impress me. And I kind of feel that way. Like, Star Wars has to show me, but at the same time, I'm such a massive Star Wars fan that it's like, I'm going to be here for whatever they do. Although, I didn't watch Andor. But let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. I will jump here in the chat and see what you guys are saying. We got D Stizzle that said, Dave is a big Lord of the Rings fan. I'm not surprised he has Ahsoka dressed like Gandalf the White. Yeah, you know what? I put that same kind of... Again, not a Lord of the Rings fan, me personally, but I put that same thing together. I was like, she's got her Gandalf going on in the white robes. And then them calling it the magical robes. Like, what is going on in the unknown regions of space where Ahsoka is coming back completely different, completely enlightened, completely in tune with the cosmic force. So it's going to be pretty interesting. We've got SP Flash 1523 that said maybe Ezra could have been affected by the Night Sisters somehow. Maybe so. One of the things the reason I keep going with the Dark Empire thing is because, one, we've already seen Luke. Two, we know that they're doing the whole cloning stuff because that was even touched on. Miss Keita, I agree with what she says. Star Wars got to show me. They got to show me too. I completely agree. But one of the things the reason I keep saying that I think it's tying into that Dark Empire is because we've already seen Luke. We know that they're doing the cloning stuff, and we know that all of this still is going to tie into episode 7, 8, 9. And with this tying into those episodes, we already know that the Emperor was obsessed with immortality. That's not just with what they've done with Star Wars, what Disney's done with Star Wars. That's even in Legend Star Wars. That's in the lore of Star Wars. That's in the lore of Palpatine. Palpatine is obsessed with immortality, and being obsessed with immortality, he made several clone bodies of himself. Several. Younger, older, several different experimental clone bodies, and we've kind of seen that so far, even in Mandalorian. There's that episode of Mandalorian where you see that cloning chamber, that creature within that cloning chamber, and that might have been early stages of Snoke, or whatever it was Palpatine was trying to do. So to add to what you were saying, SP Flash, about the Night Sisters and everything, I think if they do Dark Empire, it may not be Luke with the 2 U's. It may be Luke replaced with Ezra. And the only reason I say that is because the last time we saw Ezra was with Thrawn, and knowing Thrawn's whole purpose for being here, and knowing who Thrawn is, and them being in the unknown regions being where Thrawn is from, there's so much that could be going on with Thrawn and Ezra to where we could be seeing Ezra being a more darker... I'm not saying a Sith, but playing more on that darker side of things. He was already playing on the darker side of things in seasons, I want to say 3 and 4 of Rebels. So it's very interesting. And the whole Night Sisters thing, that's what you just said there too. That's interesting too. We could be seeing some type of deal with the Night Sisters with Ezra. Who knows? D-Sizzle said, yeah, some trippy Force Vision scenarios. Yep, especially with the World Between Worlds. Blue House said, finally catching alive. Appreciate you being here, bro. Appreciate you checking this out and joining us tonight. Let's see. We got D-Sizzle that also said, makes sense why they would create a big storyline explaining why she wasn't around during key events. Right. And I love that, too. I love that they're doing that because I was having a Star Wars conversation with some individuals a few weeks ago, and a lot of people have said, well, why does this stuff with Ahsoka matter? She wasn't there. Like, we didn't see her in the original Episode 2 Clone Wars. She wasn't well, one, she wasn't thought of. She wasn't a character then. But I love the fact that, again, Lucasfilm, Star Wars, it's poetry. It has to connect. It has to rhyme. I love the fact that they are giving us showing fans, okay, this is where Tana was whenever this was going on. This is what she was doing when this was going on. This is what we already know where she was during the events of Revenge of the Sith. We already know where she's been. So I think this is just going to add to that. So I completely agree. Let's see. Grand Regent Thrax said, I'm not really familiar with Star Wars. Is this Rosario Dawson's character? Yes. It is Rosario Dawson's character. D. Stizzle and Sir Yuri G answered you there. Sir Yuri G said, this sounds very interesting and I honestly want it to deliver. Bro, I feel the exact same way. I need it. Not want it. I need it to deliver. I need the Ahsoka series to deliver. I need this to really be good. And again, I really don't have any doubts that I have trepidations with Lucasfilm. I have no trepidations or doubts when it comes to Dave Filoni. This is his baby, bro. I think he's really going to take care of this. We've got... D. Stizzle said, Ahsoka's Force Vision Quest. Yeah. Nico Bean, appreciate you being here, bro. Let's see. We've got Gray, or D. Stizzle said, Plo Koon's personality is low-key inspired by Gandalf, according to Dave. Then we've got Gray that said, could this be a way Ahsoka can retcon some stuff by whatever happens in this series? That would be, bro. When the World Between Worlds was first introduced, I heard, when we all kind of thought that it was time travel. I guess it's still not, but that was one of the things that came up was, could the World Between Worlds possibly retcon or do away with 7, 8, 9? But I don't believe that that's the route they're going to be going, just because what we already have with Mando, and things that we've already seen with some of the other things that tie into Episode 7, 8, and 9. So I don't really believe that it's going to retcon anything. That'd be nice, though. I'm sorry if you are a sequel trilogy fan out there. For me personally, I could do without the sequels. D. Stizzle said, I remember fans thought Ezra was going full dark side in season 3. And I was one of those fans because of the way he was acting, the way that Ezra was acting. I think it's the very first episode of season 3, isn't it? Where we're seeing Ezra do some badass shit that we've never really seen Ezra do before, like when he's taking out those stormtroopers in that hallway. Ezra had his hallway scene when he's taking out those stormtroopers in the hallway. Then he makes the walker walk off the edge, and Sabine asked him, did Kanan teach you that? And he goes, no, he didn't. We also saw him playing with the holocron, having the visions with Maul. Like, Ezra really was playing on that darker side. Not a Sith, but dabbling in the dark side. So... yeah, bro, I was one of those people that thought that in season 3. Raymond said, YouTube didn't tell me y'all were live. This is conspiracy. Yeah, bro. Like, listen, I don't know why everybody keeps saying that. There are some other people that keep saying, like, they didn't get the notification either that we're going live. We went live I started live a little earlier than normal. So maybe that could be a reason why. Pookie Wood said, he was agreeing with you, he missed it too. Not Again 90 said, not really a Star Wars fan, but I can see myself giving this a watch. And that's what I love to hear. I love hearing that from people that aren't really big Star Wars fans. And I love hearing that because what a series to get you connected to Star Wars. This series, when we were trying to get Q to start his Star Wars journey, I was so trepidatious of where to make him start. People were saying, some of us in here were saying, start him on episode 1. Some people were saying start him on episode 4. I have always said, if you are not a big Star Wars fan, never start with episode 1. If you're not a big Star Wars fan, don't start with episode 1 because it's politics. It's stuff that us fans that are Star Wars are here for. But And not everybody, not even Star Wars fans. Some Star Wars fans don't like the Phantom Menace, but I don't mind the Phantom Menace. It is a little more on the boring side, but I don't mind the Phantom Menace. I like the politics in it, and I like the overall fight, and I like the message being delivered in Phantom Menace. But I've always told people, start with Rogue One, go episode 4, 5, and 6. I know this is out of order. I hate this order, honestly, but to me, this is the most interesting way to watch. Go Rogue One, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and if you're feeling spicy, I guess you can watch 7, 8, 9. But that's the way I always say to do it. So when Naughty 90, I love that you said that, because what a show to get people immersed in for Star Wars. This is going to be not like any other Star Wars series we've seen. This is going to be playing on some of that weirder side of Star Wars, that mystical side of Star Wars, it's that explaining the Force more, the cosmic Force, the unknown regions. Like the post was saying, we're going to be diving into an era of Star Wars we've never seen before. So what a series to get excited about. I'm excited. You're excited. So Brian Fisher, appreciate you being here. He said recast T'Challa as always. Kenny Pierce said I missed it too. I'm glad I made it though. Brian said recast notifications. Raymond said, so if I wanted to get into Star Wars, where should I start? Okay, yeah, like I just said. Yeah. I would say Rogue One. I would honestly say Rogue One. Rogue One, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, and 6 is going to be a little older. Well, they are older, that's the originals. But, when people say, I couldn't get into it because it was just how old it looked. Bro, to me, they still hold up. They're still great. They still look phenomenal. If you can make it, Raymond, from Rogue One to Episode 4 to Episode 5, once you see Episode 5, if you're not hooked, you might not be a Star Wars fan. But Episode 5 is my all-time favorite episode, so I would say start there. D. Stizzle said, yep, it would have been cool, but I just didn't see Disney allowing Ezra to do that in the kids show. Yeah. I agree. The Brutus said, Andor was amazing for me. It's way more mature in IDK. And IDK, how all of the themes made it past the thought police at Disney. They said that Andor was going to be a lot more adult, a lot more mature. Like I said, I watched the first episode of Andor. I still do plan on binging the rest of Andor because I know where Andor is leading to. I know, there are certain things I'm wanting to see possibly in season 2 that they do, like Palpatine. I'm wanting to see Ian McDermott put on the robes and come back in. At this time, Palpatine is the Senate. I feel like that's something we need to be seeing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard Saw Gerrera was in season 1, so there's that element already implemented. Yeah, bro. I would say, like I said, I still plan on watching Andor. I just haven't. I couldn't do it then, but I do plan on watching. Grace said, I can't wait to see Sabine and Ezra again. Me too. We've already got our actress playing Sabine. I forget her name, but I'm excited to see Sabine and Ezra too. Brian Fisher said, I'm not a Star Wars guy, but I've watched different ones in all orders. LOL. Yeah, that's why I said I think for people that really aren't big into Star Wars, I would say the Ashoka series, bro. Really pay attention to this one, and if this can get you into it, then, again, what a series. D. Stizzle said, Ahsoka's appearance in Mando Season 2 piqued more interest in that character's new fans went back and watched Clone Wars Rebels. Oh, that's true, too. After a lot of people saw Rosario Dawson portray Ahsoka in the Jedi episode for Mando, people went back and watched that had never seen Clone Wars or had never seen Rebels and watched it. I will say, if you've got the time, because I know I said watch Rogue One, 4, 5, and 6, but Star Wars is a story, bro. It's poetry. Everything connects, everything rhymes. You have to watch Clone Wars within that. You have to watch Rebels within that. And that's why I would say you would need to watch it in order. If you were going to do that, I would say you would start with Phantom Menace, Episode 2, then go into Clone Wars, the series. I know that's a lot. There's 7 seasons, I know. But go Episode 1, Episode 2, Clone Wars, the series, Episode 3. After you finish Episode 3, go into Star Wars Rebels. After you finish Rebels, go into Rogue One. After Rogue One, 4, 5, 6. To me, that's the way to do it. Of course, Bad Batch. You can throw Bad Batch in there at the end of Revenge of the Sith. So you could watch that. You could watch Bad Batch at the end of Episode 3. But that's just, so that's what I think. I think that for sure, Clone Wars and Rebels has to be in that watch list. Let's see. We got Black Claw 2 said you're going to talk about Ray Fisher's latest outburst on Twitter. This time, even Snyder Bros are calling him out. You know, that's the first I've heard of it. I have not been on Twitter really today. Again, work's been kicking my ass. So I have not really been on Twitter today. But I would like to know what Ray Fisher did say on Twitter. I might have to go look at that. Ant-Man 1991 said episode 4 is always my favorite because it was the introduction to my all-time favorite character, Darth Vader. Darth Vader is my all-time favorite character too. It fluctuates, honestly. Sometimes it's Vader, sometimes it's Palpatine. I think Palpatine is my all-time favorite Sith, but Vader is my all-time favorite Star Wars character. Raymond 2000 said, I only saw Rogue One once in theaters and I actually liked it. Don't remember anything in it, but I walked out with a smile. That was around Christmas. Yes, I saw Rogue One in theaters 9 times. Rogue One was great because the scene at the end with Vader, that was not, at least if that was rumored or out there, I didn't see it. Only thing we knew Vader was showing up in was the scene with Krennic where he choked Krennic out. But when he showed up at the end, you would have thought I was 5 years old. I flipped shit. That is still to date some of the best Vader content we've ever gotten, and I'm including animated in that. Even though I love Twilight of the Apprentice episode where him and Ahsoka fight in Rebels, but yeah, bro. Then we've got GC that said nope, no notification. One. Is that Star Wars clone? Are you talking about Star Wars? I see 2 MCU, 3 DCU. Nico Bean said, been writing my own ideas for Mace Windu's spin-off series. That's cool. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen over there that with Star Wars Theories, I think his part 2 is coming out soon. I believe Windu plays a heavy role in that. I know Windu, we saw him at whenever the first part of Theories movie came out or his own story came out. Windu is the main protagonist in his show, so that's pretty cool too. Grand Regent Thag said, yeah, I'm just not a huge space saga fan, but even I can watch the old Star Wars. They do hold up well. They do, bro. They hold up well. Hell, I might watch episode 5 tonight. Kenny Spears said, I hope to see live action Cal Kestis. It is coming. It's coming. It's coming. I promise you, Cal Kestis live action is coming. It's definitely coming. SP Flash 1523 said, do you watch Thor Skywalker videos? I have not seen. I didn't know. No, I'm not sure who that is. I have my Star Wars go-tos, but I might have to add him in there. I have to check him out. Professor Film Fan said, how do you feel about the prequel trilogy? That's my era. That is my era that I grew up on. When I first saw episode 2, I was in the 2nd grade. I did not want to go. It was for a birthday party. Me and my brother. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm the youngest of 4 boys. But my brother, that is a year older than me, him and I are the closest. And we got invited to a friend's birthday party, and it just so happened to be at the local movie theater here, and it was to go see Clone Wars. Neither one of us wanted to go. I did not want to go. I was like, bro, I don't like Star Wars. My brother was like, I don't like Star Wars. We told my mom, why do we have to go? They're like, no, she's like, no, you're going. You know, it's for your friend, blah, 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 blah. Well, needless to say, I left a mega Star Wars fan. My brother is still the same. He hates Star Wars. He thinks it's stupid. But I left a mega Star Wars fan. And to this day, for me, I know people have their issues with episode 2. I love episode 2, and it could be sentimental reasons. It could be for that. But I love episode 2. So the prequel trilogy for me, I don't hate it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Episode 3, I was in the 5th grade when that came out, and I swear, like, me and all my Star Wars nerdy friends were counting the weeks down. We saw it opening night. I saw it multiple times in theaters. Yeah, bro. I love the prequels. Love the prequels. Brian Fisher said, I like the cartoon Clone Wars. Yes, bro. Clone Wars is the shit. Clone Wars is the shit. And you know what? Clone Wars got so... It was already real when it was on Cartoon Network because the restrictions of some of the violence that they could show wasn't there. But when they got to season 5 and they brought Darth Maul back, oh my god. Season 5 of Clone Wars is arguably one of the best seasons next to season 7, because I love season 7. Take out the sister arc with Ahsoka. I love season 7. We've got official Liam G. You're late. Everybody was late today, but it's okay, brother. You're here. Appreciate you being here. D. Stizzle said season 2 should be better, but I feel Palpatine, Tarkin, etc. should have appeared in season 1. The fact that Tarkin did not appear in season 1, that's what I mean about, again, I don't want to sit here and hate on Andor. I'm not hating on Andor because I haven't seen it. I've only seen the 1 episode, but that was one of my big things with Andor. From things that I had seen that Tony Gilroy was saying before it came out, with things that people were saying about it after it come out, was, why is there no Star Wars? Like, yes, there's Star Wars. Yes, Mon Mothma's there. Yes, the Senate's there. Yes, Cassian's there, and some other notable characters within Star Wars. But where's Tarkin? Like, where are some of the Grand Moffs? Where are some of the, because at this time, is he even Grand Moff Tarkin at this point? I don't even know if he's a Moff at this time. He still might be Admiral Tarkin. Like, where are some of these key players that, and again, we might see them moving into the other seasons, like Galen Erso. I don't expect to see Galen Erso in season 1, but I expect to see him in some of the seasons, considering Stardust, the code name for the Death Star. He created the Death Star. He was the one that put the whole self-destruct mechanism within the Death Star. Like, it was his plan. It's like, we need to be seeing Galen. We need to be seeing Krennic. We need to be seeing Tarkin. We need to be seeing some of these other Imperial officers. Like, we need to also be seeing Yularen. Grand Admiral Yularen. Yularen went from the Republic, and once the Republic changed to the Empire, he just switched over with them. Why aren't we seeing some of these key characters in Andor? Sorry, mini rant. That's what I have to say about Andor. I mean, that's my issue with Andor, though. One of the issues I have. Dexter Hobbs says, also check out Gendy's Clone Wars. I'll check that out too, bro. Make sure I will make sure I check both of those out. It was Thor Skywalker and Gendy's Clone Wars. Check them out. Blacklaw 2 said, I put Ray Fisher's tweet in the Discord. Okay, let me see. Is that from the... Will somebody put it in the Discord for me again? Because there's so much conversations going on. I don't know if I'd find it. Oh, Raymond, you put some... I do see some of the news you guys put in here. Like the Thunderbolts one we're going to talk about tomorrow. When I have the cast here, so we can kind of get their thoughts on things too. Oh, I see. The Ray Fisher stuff, I think. Yeah, I see it. I'll look at that in just a second. Then we've got... Gray said, you can skip episode 2. Clone Wars does a better job with Anakin Skywalker's development. That is very true. The series does a much better job with the development than the movie does. However, again, like I just said, the movie for me holds a special place in my heart. Blackclaw 2 said, you might have to look at older posts, though. Yeah, I saw it, though. Official MG said, Ray Fisher doesn't know that James Gunn has an auto-delete on his tweets after a couple months, so the apology James gave Ray Fisher was deleted, unfortunately, but Ray thought it was intentional. See, I'm going to have to dive into this. I'm not sure. I have not been on Twitter today, so I'm going to have to dive into this and see. D. Stizzle said, I feel Sidious is arguably the greatest arch villain of all time. Yes. Absolutely positive. Bro, yes. He's up there in some of the best of the best villains, because just the things that Palpatine does, bro, if you know Palpatine, and I'm talking like if you're in the world of Star Wars, you are literally an end to his means. That's it. Like, you are used. If you ever cross paths with Palpatine, he's not your friend. He doesn't give a shit about you. You are literally being used. Vader was a puppet on strings the entire time. There are even times in the comics where, because Palpatine doesn't give a shit about Vader, there are times in the comics where he's trying to replace Vader, where he'll send like other worthy apprentices to fight Vader without Vader's knowledge, and Vader will overcome them, and then Palpatine will be like, my friend, you survived, I'm so sorry to hear what happened, and blah blah. He'll play like, bro, he's a puppet master. You're just an end to his means to his ends. That's it. So I completely agree. Raymond said 9 times wow, Deshaun, I'm concerned now. I'm a Star Wars fan, man. Nier said, Knights of the Republic 2 is the best Star Wars. Yeah, it is. Star Wars game of all time and arguably the best story in the franchise. I was so hurt when they decided to do when they decided to do High Republic instead of the Old Republic. That is, again, Lucasfilm not having their ear to the fucking ground. We have constantly been screaming, Old Republic, Old Republic, Old Republic. Can we get the Old Republic? And we just have not. Let's see. D. Stizzle said, I came up on the OG trilogy, but I love the prequel trilogy too. Pookie Wood said, remember when they dropped those alien citizens in a pit? Yes. Yes. D. Stizzle said, the prequel trilogy really expanded the brand during that time. We got dope Old Republic content because of that. Yes. D. Stizzle said, Admiral Yularen made a brief appearance in season 1 of Andor? Cool. I did not know that. That's cool, though. Okay, see? That's cool. I did not know that. The Brutus said Andor is less pulp sci-fi fantasy and more sci-fi spy novel. Makes Star Wars feel real. In my humble opinion, it makes the rest of Star Wars 4 through 5 feel like it's told from a perspective of a loving parent. Really? Retelling tales of the galaxy. And Andor is like, but what really happened how it happened and felt was. So I got you. So what you're saying is Andor is more like, okay, you want the truth? This is what really happened. Okay, I did not know Yularen showed up in Andor. Gray said episode 3 was a favorite one out of the prequels. Loved the Darth Maul fight in Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones felt like a filler episode to me. You know, there were so many. I would say too, the novelization of Attack of the Clones is so much better. The novelization is so much better. You know, also in like the lore of like some of the Star Wars lore, we learned. Well, I guess you could say the average viewer learned in the Clone Wars series that Geonosis has catacombs. That Geonosis has underground catacombs. In the lore for Star Wars, not obviously this was not in the movie or in the series or anything like that, but in the lore, Grievous was already Grievous by that time. He was not the leader of the droid army, but he was General Grievous. He was already turned into General Grievous, already had been being trained by Dooku and everything like that. It is said in the lore that beneath the catacombs, while the war is going on up top in the battlefield, in the arena, Grievous is beneath the catacombs taking out clones. Because there were clones beneath the catacombs of Geonosis that were taking out more Geonosians and battle droids. But Grievous, little they know, Grievous was down there. So that was the first little pit at Grievous that the Republic had gotten to know. So pretty cool little fact. Grim Regent Thrag said Ray Fisher has to be quiet, man. He's taking his talking is why he hasn't gotten another role. You know, I said that same thing about The Rock when all the talking he was doing, and now look. I mean, we're going to get to that because we're going to talk about some DC stuff. We're going to get to that for sure. Raymond 2000 said, OMG, there are comics too, and they're connected. Yes. Yes. So there are comics. So the video games connect, the books connect, some books, not everything, because some stuff is considered legends, some stuff is considered canon. Some of the comics connect that aren't legends anymore. Some of the books that aren't legends still connect. Video games that aren't considered legends connect. Yeah, bro. The TV shows, the movies, like there's so much in Star Wars. I don't like scaring people though. That's why I always tell people just do the movies, and if you can fit it in, do the series as well. I hate scaring people though. Because I have a cut, and I might do a watch party and watch that with you guys. That would be pretty fun actually. I have a cut of Revenge of the Sith that is infused with season 7 of Clone Wars. So it cuts back and forth between Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith so that you know what's happening off camera with Ahsoka, what's happening on camera with Ahsoka, what's happening off camera with Anakin, on camera with Anakin. It is probably, I've never watched Revenge of the Sith any other way ever since I've had that. Ever since I've had this version, I've never gone back and watched the original version of Revenge of the Sith. I only watch the infused season 7 or infused with season 7 version. And it's fucking dope. It is so dope. Let's see. Not Again 90 said the best villains are those who utilize others for their own gain, no matter how cruel the acts are. Yeah, bro. Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. The Brutus said, in the sense of it isn't for kids unless reliant on popcorn cameos or blockbuster antics. It's suspenseful and damn right anxiety-inducing. Again, I'm gonna check it out. I have to check it out. I cannot not watch it, so I have to check it out. DJ Evan Nice said, Clone Wars always looked dope, but I just never had time. I want to make time for it now. Yeah. Make time for Clone Wars if you can. It is dope. It is dope. And if you can, once you kind of get through Green Region Tag, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. If you can, DJ F and Nice, once you get through some of the beginning stages of Clone Wars where they were trying to figure it out, like the first episode's really good. It's still good. The first season's still good, but they were still trying to figure out exactly the stories they were trying to tell. Like, are people gonna like this? Is this gonna stick? But once they realize, oh, this fucking sticks, it gets dark. It gets real. It gets dark. It gets real. They touch on some of that not Darth Plagueis. I'm sorry. They touch on some of that Sifo-Dyas stuff that we kind of learned even more about in Tales of the Jedi with Dooku going in and deleting the Jedi archives. We found out that they left Sifo-Dyas. Bro, it's so good. It's so good. I love Clone Wars. Official MG said Episode 3 was the first Star Wars movie I saw. I was 5. I prefer the OG trilogy, but I don't hate the prequels. I prefer the OG trilogy too. I love the prequels though, but I prefer the OG trilogy. Again, Episode 5 is just my shit. It's my stick. I love Episode 5. Raymond 2000 said Ray Fisher is in a play on Broadway or on off Broadway. I'm not sure, but he is in a play. D Sizzle said the Star Wars novels really fleshes the films out. They do. When you read the Episode 3 novelization, it's vastly different. I mean, they're the same, but it's different. I can't explain how. Can I explain? It's different. Like D Sizzle said, it fleshes everything out. It dives deeper in. So I really love the novelizations as well. Ant-Man 1991 said, I'm going to miss James Earl Jones voicing Darth Vader since he's retired from voicing the character. Yes, he retired from voicing the character. But I will say, the stuff they did in Obi-Wan for his voice, I forgot exactly what it was. It was James Earl Jones, but it was like augmented or something like that. I forgot what they did with it. It was like AI. It was his voice like mixed with some AI or something like that. But yeah. There were some others that do a pretty good job at Vader's voice, because I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, D-Stizzle, you might know this. Or somebody might be able to look this up too. I don't think James Earl Jones played Vader's voice in Rebels. I don't think he did, but I could be wrong. Speaking of that, I want to show you guys one of my favorite scenes from Rebels with that. But Grand Regent Thag, to get to your super chat that I again so appreciate, said always love stories with deep lore. Mike Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, etc. That's why I love Conan Hyberin. I'm lost on that one. I'm not sure what that one is, but yes, I love stories with deep lore, and again, that's why I love Star Wars, because the lore is so deep. Like, I've been talking about the Ahsoka stuff now for what looks like an hour, but I could go deeper. I could go deeper on the Star Wars lore. Not doing it. I'm not gonna do it, but I could. There's so much deep lore on Star Wars. D. Stizzle said, there's been Star Wars comics since 1977. True. Johnny Stevens, appreciate you being here, said, here's the thing about Rey even... here's the thing. Does Rey even want to work for DC or WB? I say keep going, Rey. I'm an actor, and even I don't want to work for them. Yeah, I don't think Rey wants to work for them. It's kind of like the Finn. It's kind of like the John Boyega stuff as Finn in Star Wars. If I'm John Boyega, I'm not coming back. And if I'm Rey, I'm not coming back. I wouldn't come back. After the way you treated me, after the way that I was ostracized and everything else that went on, there's no way. My pride would not allow me to come back. My self-worth would not allow me to come back. So nah, I wouldn't, personally. Raymond 2000 said, novel and comics, that's a lot. Are the games connected too? Indeed, they are. Okay, Granger's Back said I had it correct. Okay, cool. You know me and names. Sometimes I don't do I'm not good. D Sizzle said James did voice. Okay, he did. I know he did in Rogue One. I wasn't sure if he did in Rebels, but I know he did in Rogue One. So yeah, that's the Ahsoka stuff. That's all the stuff we've got there. So I'll move it on to, what was the next topic there? I'll move it on to the Fantastic Four stuff that is going on here. And for this, I'm going to need to pull up my tweets. There's the picture of Rosaria that just came out of her as Ahsoka. And again, it's nothing new, nothing we haven't seen already. I just love that picture of her. I think she looks great there. Rosario Dawson is so damn fine. So I think she looks great there. I really do. I think she looks really good. She looks good. So I'm excited for that shit. But let's get into some of that Fantastic Four stuff that's going on. Sir Yuri G said, I know the other guy who voiced Vader in some of the games like Force Unleashed, Matt Solon. He was a solid Vader. Yeah, the one that, especially in Force Unleashed, Vader sounded good in Force Unleashed. But some of the things we've got, this is coming from Credible Scooper, My Time to Shine. Hello, if you are new here or not new here, you know I talk about My Time to Shine Hello a lot when it comes to some of the credible insiders and scoopers. I think she does great work, and there are rarely times, I've not seen many, if any, that she has missed or been wrong. But it goes on, she was talking about the Silver Surfer possibly showing up. Well, not possibly. She said the Silver Surfer is showing up. Let me get to the tweet that she actually said there. She said Silver Surfer is going to be in Fantastic Four reboot, and yet no Galactus, just a hint at Galactus. So we're going to have no Galactus, but we also know that Silver Surfer is still supposed to be getting his Disney Plus special. So if the Disney Plus special is still going to be playing a heavy part in all of this, I'm thinking that the special may happen before the film itself. If I remember exactly the timeline that they said that was releasing. I know Fantastic Four is releasing in Phase 6. I think the Silver Surfer special is releasing in Phase before. I think Phase 6, but before Fantastic Four. And if that is so, one thing that we've heard about the Silver Surfer special is that the Silver Surfer special is supposed to be diving into, now stay with me, the Silver Surfer special is supposed to be diving into the Silver Surfer it's going to show him going and preparing worlds for Galactus to devour. Now, here's the thing about that. One of the things we've learned in rumors about Galactus in the MCU is that Galactus within the MCU is going to be going to different planets that the Celestials have seeded and sucking the power of those Celestials out of that world to enhance his, to give him power, to give him life, basically. So, and we've also even gotten recently we even got recently the concept art from Thor Love and Thunder of Thor fighting Galactus and how massive in scale Galactus was compared to Thor, obviously. One of the things that I'm really excited to see with Galactus when they do bring him in, because again, it sounds like he's just going to be hinted at in Fantastic Four, and we also know that Doctor Doom is not going to be the main villain of Fantastic Four. So, with Galactus coming into the MCU, one of the things that I'm extremely excited for is we've already seen how big the might of the Celestials in the MCU. When Arishem was holding Cersei, Phastos, and I forget who else he had in his hand, he was enormous. He was huge. So I can't wait to see the scale and might of Galactus within the MCU. I hope, again, we all know, we say this every time a new character gets brought into the MCU, every time a character is brought, period, into the MCU. I hope they do him justice. I hope they don't do a Fox Fantastic Four. Obviously, they're going to actually make Galactus, unlike the Fox Fantastic Four, where he was just a storm cloud that came to eat the world. I hope that it's not that. I hope, again, we know it's not going to be that, but I hope that they don't nerf him. I hope that they give him his full power. Make Galactus the destroyer that he is, the devourer that he is. Those are things that I definitely want to see. Let's see. And so we'll see here that some of the things that she was saying. This is, let's see. She also went on to say that Isa Gonzalez is the top choice for Sue Storm right now. And she also said they're going to go, I'll say that. They're going to go to space. Cosmic Fantastic Four. Now, if you've been here when we've talked about the Fantastic Four before, one of the things that we talked about with the Fantastic Four was that Kevin Feige even said on the red carpet that this is going to be a different story. We're going to tell, it's going to be a different story than what's been told before. Obviously, it's going to be new. He said it's going to be new, fresh, and inventive. It's not going to be the same old story that we've seen told within Fantastic Four films before, because there has not been a Fantastic Four film that has stuck or been good that Fox at least produced, that Marvel and Fox produced. Do I mind those first two Fantastic Fours? I don't mind them. I did go back and rewatch them when they were put back on Disney Plus. It's very cringeworthy, but I don't mind them. I don't mind them at all. But I don't. Those just did not stick. So whatever they're doing with Marvel's First Family within the MCU, it sounds like it's, again, from what Kevin Feige said, it's going to be new and inventive. So that takes me back to some of the rumors we had originally heard, that the Fantastic Four were going to be chasing Kang or get locked by Kang. We don't know which one, in the quantum realm, and that they were supposed to be showing up in a post-credit scene in Quantumania. And if that is true, that well, let me say this. When I was originally thinking about this, when I first saw her tweet that said they're going to go in space, I was like, well, that definitely contradicts the original rumor we heard that they're going to be in the quantum realm, where I speculated that could be where they get their powers, in the quantum realm, since they're trying to do something new and inventive. Well, that completely contradicts that. But as I thought about it more, maybe it doesn't. But it still kind of does. Because if they're supposed to be stuck in the quantum realm for the film, or get stuck in the quantum realm maybe at the end of the film, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not this thing where the Fantastic Four are going to be in the quantum realm the entirety of the film. Because we're about to spend the entirety of Ant-Man 3 in the quantum realm. So I can't imagine that we're going to spend the entirety of the Fantastic Four within the quantum realm. It could be one of those things where they get stuck in the quantum realm maybe at the end, but then again, that contradicts the post-credit scene for Quantumania. But although the post-credit scene does not have to be lined up with the timeline, it could be, we've seen post-credit scenes that aren't necessarily lined up with the timeline of the film that we've watched or whatever. So there's a lot of maybes and what ifs and going on with the Fantastic Four right now. But to go back to Isa Gonzalez being the top choice for Sue Storm, again, let's take it back to D23, the SDCC days. Jodie Comer was rumored to be in favor to be Sue Storm, along with a few other names. But we also had, I think it was Adam Driver for a read. We had Penn Badgley that was rumored to be Reed. We had, John Krasinski that came in, who recently has said that he has not spoken with Marvel, has no plans to come back. Again, a lot of these actors and actresses, when they speak, we have to take that with a grain of salt too, because a lot of them are playing that werewolf role like Andrew Garfield was playing for a whole year with No Way Home. So do I really believe that John Krasinski's done as Reed Richards? Absolutely not. He campaigned so hard to be Reed Richards, and all the interviews that he would talk about wanting to play the character. I just don't think that he was getting spaghettied by Wanda, and then we're never going to see that version of Reed or a John Krasinski version of Reed Richards again. I still heavily believe, which is going to play into what I'm talking. I'm going to get to this. It's coming up. But I do heavily still believe that they're still going to do the Council of Reeds. Why else have we had? Because we've even had Diego Luna, Andor himself, rumored to be Reed Richards. So we would have. That's another Reed. You've got Reed, you got Diego Luna, you've got Adam Driver, you've got John Krasinski, you've got Penn Badgley. I know I'm missing some names because there's been some other names out there that have been rumored to play Mr. Fantastic. I think this Isa Gonzalez, if you do Isa Gonzalez as Sue Storm, then that would mean that we'd be having our first Latina Sue Storm. Which, again, I don't have a problem with that necessarily. I don't like, again, you guys know when it comes to, I don't mind the race, I don't mind the race swapping sometimes. And it just depends, it really depends. When it comes to Marvel's First Family, one of the things that we learned early on was that it came out in a report. I'm talking like early this year. You can go back to some of our older Fantastic Four videos where we've talked about it. Earlier this year, it came out that the Fantastic Four are not going to be the traditional Caucasian Fantastic Four. that they were going to be changing the Fantastic Four up. If Diego Luna and Isa Gonzalez are indeed going to be our mainstay 616, and they are not, and Diego Luna is not playing a Council of Reed's version of Mr. Fantastic, then we are going to be seeing a Hispanic version of Marvel's First Family. Now, that does not include Johnny, although they could do the whole adoptive thing like they did with the last Fantastic, the worst Fantastic Four film. I don't want to see that again, and I think that would contradict what Feige said. We're trying to do something new, inventive, something that hasn't been seen. We've seen that already, which brings me back to the Silver Surfer stuff. I've seen people saying that we're going to see Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four film, coming to prep Galactus to devour Earth 91, what is it, Earth 1999 or 9 whatever the fuck, to be taking out our Earth. But again, we've seen that. We saw that in the Fox film that Silver Surfer showed up in. That was the whole purpose of him coming to Earth, was he kept telling them everything that you know is coming to an end. He is on his way. Galactus, the Devourer. You know, we've already seen that. So I don't think that we're going to see Silver Surfer coming in the Fantastic Four film and be prepping them for Galactus. Because we've seen that. I just don't think so. Unless they can find another inventive way to do that, a creative way to do that, then maybe. But I just don't see that happening. But we could be seeing again our first multicultural Fantastic Four. Because if Isa Gonzalez is playing Sue, then that would mean we may be having a Hispanic Latino version of Johnny, the Human Torch. And again, I don't really know exactly what's going on. I don't know if that's what they're going to do or not, but that is on the table. It is on the table for Diego Luna, and it's on the table for Isa Gonzalez. In the chat, let me know right now because I'm going to get to the reading. I'm going to read you guys' stuff, but let me know, are you feeling that for the Fantastic Four, or is that something you're more against? Are you just against the race swapping in general? Are you feeling like, man, there's cool characters that you could make Isa Gonzalez that are Hispanic, or, you know, just let me know what you guys are thinking about that. And I'm going to move here to the next thing within the same conversation here. But they were also talking about, read some of these here. I shared this one on my Instagram page, on my story, and that was that. Well, Jeff Snyder also shared this. And that was that actor, or Elvis actor, Austin Butler and his team are campaigning currently to get him in as the Human Torch. Now, I do like Austin Butler. I don't think he is the Human Torch. And the reason I don't think Austin Butler is the Human Torch is because if you watch Austin Butler in interviews and things like that, and you watch, now it's acting, he could turn on some type of something different and give us something completely different. But the thing with Austin Butler is he's so monotoned. He only talks like this. Every single time he talks, he's going to come in like Johnny Storm. And I mean, I can't see him coming in like, I can't see him being Johnny. Johnny's like Peter in ways. And when I say like Peter, I mean not like that. Not like Peter, not like, when I say he's like Peter in ways, I mean like he's a kid, bro. Like his personality is bubbly. Johnny thinks he's unstoppable, especially as the Human Torch. Like he's arrogant at times. Like, and I'm not saying Austin Butler can't do any of that, but I'm saying Austin Butler as like, I don't know, bro. Yes, like Raymond said, he literally turned into Elvis. I don't know if you've watched any interviews with Austin Butler after his Elvis stuff. He still talks like this. I don't know. I don't know if that's really his voice or if that's just like he can't get out of character. But I don't know. I'm not feeling the Austin Butler one at all. But Jeff Snyder did tweet about that. One of the other things we've also heard is that Joseph Quinn, who plays Eddie on Stranger Things, is rumored to have some type of role within, maybe even Johnny, have some type of role within the Fantastic Four. We don't know. Like I said, take all that with a grain of salt. We don't know if that's true or not. Another thing that's happening is it does not look like we're going to see Valeria and Franklin in the movie. They were rumored a while back. Franklin and Valeria were both rumored to show up in the movie, but it's kind of looking like now that they're not going to show up in the movie. It looks like now they've kind of scrapped that whole idea, which I'm not really the biggest fan of them scrapping that idea, because if you're going to do something fresh and new that we haven't seen with the Marvel's First Family, give us Marvel's First Family. Everyone. Give us give us Franklin, give us Valeria, give us all of them. I would love to see their kids actually on the team. Actually, I'm not saying like out there doing stuff, but we all know how Franklin is. Hell, I'm not even about to slight Valeria's powers either, because she's got some, her powers are they're not Franklin, but she ain't got no shit powers either. But Franklin can warp reality, bro. Again, think Wanda. Think Wanda from Multiverse of Madness, but on a much larger scale. Like, I would love to, again, I don't know that we'd see him warping reality if he was to show up in the film, but I don't think that whatever plans they had for them on the table at the beginning, I don't think that they were just going to just be in the film. I think that they were actually going to be of some use for sure. So that's a little disappointing that they're not showing up. I would say, honestly, like in a month or two, maybe 3 months is when we're going to see the cast, the official cast for the film. And we also know that some of the things are remaining the same. T'Challa, stop. Some of the things are remaining the same, and one of the things is that it is still going to be it's still going to be a misplaced time misplaced. They're going to be from the 60s still. That still remains the same. That has been one of the parts of the rumors that has remained the same since day one, is that they are going to be from the 60s. And with whatever happens in the film or the events or whatever, that's going to bring them into the present to be teaming up with the Avengers. Because remember, the original rumor we were talking about was that they were going to be chasing Kang out of the quantum realm, which again just kind of doesn't line up, but just hear me out what I'm saying on this. This is, again, not my words, it's the rumor, that they were going to be chasing Kang out of the quantum realm and then end up in Kang Dynasty. That they were going to come out in Kang Dynasty. Not just Marvel's First Family, but Ant-Man and Wasp, because from what we know about Quantumania, Scott and Hope get left in the quantum realm. Only Cassie makes it out. And I also believe Hank makes it out too, and so does Janet. I think Hank, Janet, and Cassie make it out. I take that back. No, only Cassie makes it out, from what I remember from the plot leak. Because in the post-credit scene, the leaked post-credit scene that's supposed to happen is we're supposed to see Reed Richards in a cell, not just Reed, but Marvel's First Family, in a cell at the end of Quantumania, to where Hank Pym is the only one that recognizes them, because him being from the 60s, them being from the 60s, he recognizes them. Now, again, that's kind of goobly-drobbly all over the place. I don't know if that's true or not. Take it with a grain of salt, because it does contradict some things. It contradicts, like, the whole... them, like I just said, if they're chasing Kang out of the quantum realm, then it doesn't make sense for them to still be locked up at the end, at the post-credit scene at the end of Quantumania. Why? Because for the plot leak for Quantumania, we know that Kang gets out of the quantum realm at the end of the film. He leaves. From what we've seen, he leaves at the end of the film, trapping them there. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm not really sure what's exactly going on at this, but I do think the Council of Reeds is happening, and one of the reasons I think the Council of Reeds is happening still is because, from what we've heard, they are going to be adapting Jonathan Hickman's Solve Everything comic run. And if you know that comic run, that is where Reed, our Reed, discovers the Council of Reeds and discovers what the Council of Reeds is all about. So that's when we discover that within the Solve Everything comic run. But with that Solve Everything comic run, one thing that we do know is that Marvel and Disney did require the rights, the LLC, to put together a film, or to put together this film. And the LLC that they required, and they titled it Solve Everything Productions. So the LLC that they purchased to be able to use the rights for the name Solve Everything, they're using it to call they're using it and they're calling it Solve Everything Productions. So the film Fantastic Four could be playing in on that Solve Everything Council of Reeds. Maybe that's why we've heard Diego Luna's name as Reed. We've heard Penn Badgley as Reed. We've heard Adam Driver as Reed. We've heard John Krasinski coming back as Reed. But then you've got My Time to Shine Hello that tweeted out and said, I think she said Penn Badgley. Yeah, that's what she said. She said Penn Badgley was never even considered to be Reed. And again, this is where it falls into that damn. I don't know. I'm kind of I need more to come out. I think again in that 2 to 3 month, and once we get past Quantumania, expect a bunch of Fantastic Four news. I believe that I haven't heard anything that can back that up. That's just my personal belief. I believe after Quantumania, we're going to hear a lot more for the Fantastic Four. So with My Time to Shine Hello saying Penn Badgley's not even in the film, or was never even considered to be in, that is one of the times, well, not one of the times, I'll have to disagree with My Time to Shine Hello here. Now, her being the credible insider, she's obviously got way more of a traction than I do. But I just don't think Penn's name was just floating around because someone pulled it out their ass. I just don't. I think Penn Badgley's name was floating around because he is going to be one of the members of the Council of Reeds that we see. He may not be our mainstay Reed, but I think he's going to be a part of that Council of Reeds. Again, they did require the rights to Solve Everything. All right? Again, if you don't know that comic, make sure you go check that one out. That is where, again, our Reed first discovers the Council of Reeds. So I think that that's still happening. But there's a lot of speculation, a lot of things going on with the Fantastic Four. I still stay excited for Fantastic Four. It's one that I can't wait to see because I want to see what the MCU does with Marvel's First Family. I want to see Marvel's First Family actually done correctly, actually done justice. And to talk about the Fox Fantastic Four, remember, they are still rumored to show up in Deadpool. Now, the rumor is that they're going to die in Deadpool, but I've also heard that they're rumored to show up in Secret Wars as well. I forget the actor's name. I can't pronounce his name. The actor's name that played Reed Richards in the Fox versions. He is also rumored to be a part of that Council of Reeds. So, again, take everything with a massive grain of salt. I can't sit here and tell you that any of this is true or that it's false or anything like that. But these are the reports. These are the things that are going on right now. Of course, as long as you guys are here with me, I'm going to keep you guys in the loop and let you guys know what's going on anytime that I hear anything about any of this type of news. So let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking about the Fantastic Four. What are you thinking about some of these changes? What do you think about Silver Surfer showing up? What do you think about Galactus being hinted but not shown? What do you think about Doctor Doom not being the mainstay, the main villain, which I called from the beginning and I'm completely okay with? I don't want him to be the villain in the main villain in their first film because Fantastic Four's rogues gallery is deep. There's so many villains that they could choose from that's not Doctor Doom. But let me know what you guys are thinking down below in the comments of all of these things we've discussed for the Fantastic Four. I'll touch on the comments here. Let's see. Raymond said Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock should have been in Infinity War and Endgame. For sure Adam Warlock. Grand Region Thrag said, remember at the end when the Celestials parted the sky? Yeah. That's what I'm saying, bro. Then he went on to say they have to make Galactus feel extremely scary and powerful. They do. And that's what I'm thinking that... Have you guys seen the concept art? Do I need to show you guys that? Have you guys seen the concept art for what Galactus... Let me pull that up. Let me see. Okay, this is the concept art for Galactus in Thor: Love and Thunder. Okay, maybe not. Hold on. Oh, that's annoying. Sorry, hold on. Here it is. All right. So this is the picture of Galactus showing up in Thor: Love and Thunder. And I like this picture because it does show the scale and scope of Galactus. So it looks like he is going to be pretty big. I mean, there's no other way you can do him. So I completely agree with you, Grand Regent Thrag, when you said, he has to be scary, extremely scary and powerful. That's exactly how they have to make him. So I'm pretty excited for when they do bring him. Just don't fuck him up. Official Liam G said, need Isaac Gonzalez as Sue and Brandon Persa as Johnny. You know me and names. Grand Regent Thrax said, LOL, they are cringeworthy. They are cringeworthy. Zen Man said, what's good, everyone? Where we at? You didn't miss much, bro. We talked Ahsoka at the beginning there, some Ahsoka leaks, but now you just finished the Fantastic Four stuff, so it looks like you might have caught that. Raymond said, I don't believe for 1 second John Krasinski has done his read. He's pulling an Andrew Garfield. I believe that too. He's definitely pulling an Andrew Garfield. D. Stizzle said, new and inventive, ignoring the source material. Bingo. Bingo. Ignoring the source material. That's exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be new and inventive. It's going to be the MCU's version of whatever it is. Again, I'm not shitting on it because I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm hoping that it is dope. I'm hoping that it does look good. I'm hoping that their new and inventive way still has source material, but, hey, doubt it. Gray said NDAs are a thing. Yes, they are. They are indeed. Kenny said Council of Reeds would be amazing and perfectly timed with the multiverse saga. I'm telling you, with them acquiring the rights, because it was around the time that they were acquiring the rights for Secret Wars, acquiring the rights to use Captain America: New World Order, and the Eternity Saga, Kang Dynasty. They got the rights to use Jonathan Hickman's Solve Everything. So, if that's true, and that is being adapted into the Fantastic Four film, expect to see a Council of Reeds. I don't think that these rumored names are just coincidental rumored names. I just don't. Grand Regent Thrag said Jessica Alba is Latina, supposedly, though. Isn't she? Is she? She might be. She might be. I mean, the name. Maybe she is. Okay, so Jessica Alba is Latina. Okay. Official MG said not first time. Jessica Alba was our first Latina Sue, but Isa is a white Latina, so Sue will still be white. But that's my thing, though. Do we know Sue will still be white? Because if I'm Isa, well, I guess it really just depends on what her heritage is. Yeah, okay, possibly so. Not Again 90 said, I don't mind a few changes to the Fantastic Four as long as the execution is done right. I'm with you there too. Grand Regent Thrag said, what's wrong with the Fantastic Four being white? I don't have issues with that. I don't either. Like, I'm like, aren't they white? I don't have a problem with them being white. I would prefer it, to be honest. Raymond 2000 said, I don't want race swapping. Just keep these characters the same. That's, yeah. D. Stizzle said, yeah, that didn't work for me. Official MG said, white Latinos are still white. So in my opinion, they should still be able to play regular white roles. Agree? I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here if that's what they do and they keep her. Because it's not even true. We don't even know if they're gonna make Sue Hispanic. I think everyone's just assuming that with Isa being Latina, that they're going to do that, but they may not. They may just keep them the traditional. But I'm just saying. Also, too, remember the beginning of this year, and again, things change, everything changes. But the beginning of this year, the report was that the Fantastic Four will not be the traditional Caucasian Fantastic Four. So, but all that, keep that in mind too. Gray said Alan Richardson could play Ben Grimm. He did mocap for Raphael and Turtles. Oh, did he? Okay. DJF and I said I can see them changing Johnny Storm to Jalissa Storm. Which one is that? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Go back up here. D-Stizzle said, no logical reason for any of these race swaps, in my opinion. There isn't. I've been a Fantastic Four fan since the 80s. There's not a logical reason. That's why I said, like, I'm not... Bro, on the race swapping stuff, it depends. Like, but I'm with you, though. I'm not with the race swapping at all. Like, if at all, if avoid it, avoid it. Raymond 2000 said Austin Butler literally turned into Elvis. Yeah. Ant-Man 1991 said, as long as the story is good for Fantastic Four film, it's fine because the 2015 film was downright terrible. Downright awful. Awful. I've only seen it once. Awful. Gray said another Keanu. D. Stizzle said, I'm against race swapping characters. I'm a fan of the comics. Same, fan of the comics. Grand Region Thrax said, Johnny is like a mix of Tony Stark and Peter Parker. He's full of young moxie. Yes. That's a better way to put it than I put it. Yes. Carlos Green said, I truly believe that Dave is going to retcon the sequel trilogy by changing some things with the World Between Worlds. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And the only reason I say that, well, I guess my trepidation with that is Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley was recently at Skywalker Ranch, where she posted that on Instagram, and from what we know, some of the reports that came out was that they are going to continue to do a episode 10, 11, and 12. It's going to be set in the distant future. But they're going to do it episodes 10, 11, and 12. And the characters coming back so far are Rose, with Kelly Marie Tran reprising her role as Rose Tika. Oscar Isaac is coming back as Poe, and Daisy Ridley is coming back as, obviously, Rey. John Boyega has yet to say anything. I believe he declined. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I believe he did. But no Finn as of yet. Let's see. Grand Region Thrax said, I feel like with comic characters, part of who they are is how they look. IDK, sometimes race swapping works like Majors with Kang, but certain characters really should stay the same. So that's, again, Grand Region Thrax, way better than the way I put it the first time. Yes, that's what I mean. I don't mind it. Like, with the Kang situation, I don't mind that. But there are certain characters that I just don't want changed, that personally just should not be changed. There are certain characters that should just remain the way that they are. Kenny said, does Fantastic Four come out after Kang Dynasty? Before. It comes out before Kang Dynasty. D. Stizzle said, I think the only Peter similarities is they're both good at trash talk. That too. Yeah, that too. Grand News and Thrax said, like the Wonder Man hire is so strange to me. Yeah, that's another one where I didn't like that. Not Again 90 said Fantastic Four will be released before King Dynasty. Gray said Franklin's too OP. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That could be why he was taken off the table. I don't know for sure that he's completely taken off the table, but as it stands right now, I didn't see Valeria or Franklin mentioned. Grand Regent Thrax said Marvel has got to do a better job with keeping their stories quiet because spoilers have been dead on since like Infinity War. Yeah, they have. They have been dead on. Kenny said Kang Dynasty would be a good place to introduce Franklin, Valeria, and Nathaniel Richards. Nathaniel is supposed to be getting a special. We're going to get introduced to Nathaniel in a special. SP Flash 1523 said, I think Isa Gonzalez would make a good a White Tiger. I believe Jenna Ortega was rumored to play White Tiger. We talked about that one. Yeah, we did. Yeah, Jenna Ortega, I think, is rumored to play White Tiger. But yeah, with what she did in Wednesday, which she killed Wednesday. But with what she did in Wednesday, I'm excited to see what she could possibly bring to White Tiger. Carlos also said, if we look at things now, Dave has already changed a lot of things inside the timeline. It takes time to do it, and I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. As long as we get Star Wars back to being Star Wars, I'm cool with it. D. Stizzle said, been hearing about the 60s Fantastic Four for years. I hate that idea. That has been on the table for years. Like, Peyton Reed, it was the original idea he pitched. It's been on the table for years. B. Smith said, greetings. Appreciate you being here, B. Smith. Grand Regent Thrag said, who's the young black actor they said might be playing Reed? God, what was his name?
Hold on. Because I have that here. I remember. William Jackson Harper.
William Jackson Harper was who they said was going to be playing Reed. But it doesn't seem like that may be it. And again, it still could be William Jackson Harper. That's a name. That was one of the names I missed. Grand Agent Thrag, you're on the ball tonight. Thank you. That's another name I missed when I was naming Adam Driver and the others. We could see William Jackson Harper still portraying Reed, but on that Council of Reeds, just a variant of him. I think it also came out that he was rumored to possibly be playing Quasar. So, who knows? And I think Quasar was rumored to show up in what? Did they say Quantumania? I don't remember the Quasar stuff. So if you know, put it in the chat. I don't remember. Raymond 2000 said, I think we will definitely see a Fantastic Four in Ant-Man and Quantumania. I hope so. D. Stizzle said, if I remember correctly, the 60s Fantastic Four was director Peyton Reed's Ant-Man. Yes, it was. Valley Superb said, the people who are so bothered by race swapping or white characters should also complain about eye color, height, nationality, weight, hair color, body shape, etc. of the white actors cast. Hey, maybe so. Kitty said, I like to see them hint at Doctor Doom at least. They might. Valley Superb said, I'm not super pro race swapping, but if race is not essential, yes, that's another one. If race is not essential to who the character is, then I don't care. Like the Magneto thing. To me, I know a lot of people were so gung-ho about Denzel Washington being Magneto. Bro, I'm not. And you might hate me for saying that. I wasn't. And the reason I wasn't is because what you do, if you change Magneto's race, you then have to change his story to fit an African American, because Magneto's a Holocaust survivor. Like, it's pivotal to the character. It's pivotal to his backstory. So when characters like that come along, I don't want it changed. I want them to stay true to who they are in the comics. So I completely agree with you there, Valley Superb. Great Regent Thrag said, I haven't seen the concept art. Oh, yeah. Valley Superb said, I have an imagination so I can see a black or brown or yellow actor playing a white character, especially if the actor nails it. Justin said, took me down, sorry. Justin said, just joining in. What I missed? Not much, bro. We talked about Ahsoka. We talked about the Fantastic Four, some of the stuff going on with that. Last thing we're going to talk about is some of the stuff going on in DC. Kenny said, hit the like button. Yes, if you're here and you're watching, if you feel inclined, you don't have to, but we would love you to. If you hit that like button, it definitely helps us out over here. We appreciate everybody that is here. Appreciate all you guys being here and hanging out with us for sure. Or hanging out with me, rather, because it's just a me here. Well, my T'Challa's in here. T'Challa and Capone are in here, but yeah. Let's see. Raymond said, that was such a missed opportunity. Could have made a movie likable. Not Again 90 said, yeah, we need Galactus, astronomically huge and scary. I want him on the same level as Celestials, except more ruthless. Yes. And one of the things that we kind of heard is that it's supposed to be, like when we get Galactus, it's supposed to be like a war between Galactus, the Eternals, and the Celestials. Like, that's just like, and when I say I've heard that, I heard that like maybe 4 months ago. I haven't heard anything since, but I heard that maybe like 4 months ago. Gray said, I'm glad Galactus wasn't in Thor Love and Thunder. I'm glad he wasn't in Thor Love and Thunder also. Thor Love and Thunder shouldn't have been in Thor Love and Thunder. So, yeah. Bo said, did you cover the Dr. Umar Wakanda Forever review? The Skrulls should have been the villain. Galactus should be saved for the whole MCU. I did cover the Dr. Umar stuff. We covered that. What was that, Friday, chat? Yeah, Friday we talked about Umar. So, yeah. We talked about it on Friday. Bo also said Silver Surfer should be there first as Galactus, and saying that Iza's mixed. D Stizzle said, I'm no super casual fan, no disrespect. My connections to all these comic characters go back decades. My motto was always get it right the first time or don't do it at all. I agree. And that's what I'm saying, bro. That some of these characters are so beloved, bro. Like you're not like you said, no disrespect. You're not just talking to casual fans. You're talking to people that have been fans of these things since their inception. So it's like we, as the hardcore sweaty fans, want to see our beloved characters done correctly and with justice. So yeah, I completely agree. Kenny said, you can't really do the Council of Reeds or Spider-Verse after the Multiverse Saga. I agree. You can't. Ashra said, it's just me again. Yes, it's just me again. It's just me again here tonight. And you know what? I don't mind when it's just me, because I get to hang out and kind of it's more personal with you guys. I feel like when it's just me, I feel like I can talk more, and not to say I don't love my co-hosts, because I love every single one of my co-hosts. I love when they're here. I love the conversations we have, but yeah, like I feel like it's just more personable when it's just me and I get to hang out with you guys. So yeah, it's just me though. Ashra also said Phase 4 to 5 now still doing fake virtual signaling. Let's see. B. Smith said he agrees with D. Stizzle. Bo said if Reed Richards is black and Sue Storm, Johnny Storm are white, and Ben Grimm could be Latino, they got everything covered. Yeah. They have that multicultural team there. Justin said, at this point with Star Wars, I'll take anything that isn't in the goddamn Empire era. Boom. I understand people love it, but I'm so sick and tired of seeing it. We know how the story ends already. Yes, that's why I was so excited about Skeleton Crew when it was first announced. Because when Skeleton Crew was first announced, it was announced to not be attached to all of that. It was supposed to be its own thing, but now it's been attached to Ahsoka, which I don't have a problem with because it's Ahsoka, but being attached to Ahsoka and things like that. But I want to see something done for Star Wars we have yet to see, so I completely agree. Raymond 2000 said the team is going to be called the Minority Four. The Minority Four instead of the Fantastic Four with all these damn race swappings. Cole Turner, appreciate you being here, bro. He said, hey, what's up? Appreciate you being here. We've got Bo that said he's done with Finn. He can go to Marvel and play Blue Marvel. Yeah, he's done with Finn. And I don't blame him. Again, self-worth would tell you, no, fuck you. I'm not coming back. I wouldn't. B. Smith said instead of Wonder Man, they could have used the brother that played to play Adam Brashear. They could have. But we do have a rumored Blue Marvel, which I've been talking about for quite some time. Way before the actor was, I forget the actor's name, but the actor was placed, a name was placed on the character, an actor's name was placed on the character. I've been talking about that for a long time. I was talking about it when Will Smith was rumored to be Blue Marvel. That was before Slap. That was pre-Slap. But yeah, we've been talking about it for a while. Because Blue Marvel, since you've taken T'Challa away. Do I need to go in there? No, I'm not even going to get into that. But since you've taken T'Challa away, Blue Marvel needs to be on screen. You've taken T'Challa away, so we don't get T'Challa and Storm. Give us Adam Brashear and Monica Rambeau and do it fucking justice. Do it fucking justice. So yeah, we need to see an Adam Brashear. D. Stizzle said, especially for black actors, casting black actors in these white roles eliminates possibilities for real black heroes with a pre-established fan base from the books getting that shine. I've said that too. I completely agree. When you take Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and you have him playing a Wonder Man, I've said this so many times, there are going to be casual fans that are kids that have never even heard of Wonder Man. All these casuals don't know who the fuck Simon is. They have no idea who Wonder Man is. So when a black kid or black kids sit down in a Wonder Man during the Wonder Man series or whatever, they're gonna be like, oh, this character Wonder Man who I've never heard of is so cool, and he's black, and blah 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 blah. But then they go pick up a Wonder Man comic, and it's just Yahya Abdul-Mateen's He's a black man playing a white man's story. That's what he's doing. That's all it is. Anytime that you race swap, anytime that you do that, you are just having these black actors portraying white stories. There's no cultural significance to Wonder Man being black. Like, what is this? What is the draw? What's the draw there? Just because he's black? And some people will tell you that's representation. Some people will tell you because Yahya Abdul-Mateen is playing Wonder Man, that is black representation. Those people are wrong. That is not black representation. Wakanda Forever was not black representation. Just because you throw a Don Cheadle in an Ocean's 11 or whatever fuck Oceans he's in, that's not black representation. That is you trying to do us a favor. Feeling like you needed to pat yourself on the back to say, "Oh, we did our due diligence by putting the spec, the token, in the film. There's your representation." Again, I'm sorry to anybody this may be news to. That ain't representation. So having Yahya Abdul-Mateen playing Wonder Man is not representation. T'Challa was representation. Wakanda, before you did what you did to Wakanda, was representation. This race swapping. Throwing a token black character in because you need to feel good about yourself, that's not representation. Again, I could go on that one, but that ain't representation. It's just not. Let's see. We've got Grand Regent Thrag or Valley Superb that said, "I'd rather my black child see himself as a superhero, even if it means sacrificing the look of a character I've read for decades. It's called the bigger picture. Something we diss Ryan for not seeing." Yeah. Not Again 90 said, "Diehard comic book fans have to realize that the MCU has always changed." Yes, they always have. And I honestly, after the removal of T'Challa, I've come to accept that shit. I've come to accept that in the MCU, it just is what it is. It just is. I still have my comics. I still have all the publishing that I could go read from what I do know is Earth 616. Because this MCU, I've just come to accept it. It just is what it is. Go on to say that's just how it is. That's just how it's been since its inception when the first Iron Man film. Yeah, it just is what it is. Grand Region Thrag said, "What is it that young black actor? What is that young black actor's name that was rumored to play Reed?" Yeah. That was William Jackson Harper. "Makes me think the rumor is true since Majors is black and Reed's supposed to be a descendant of Kang, right?" Yep, that is true. Nathaniel is supposed to be a descendant of Reed, and there's that whole weird confusion that he's also a descendant of Victor, but that's a deep confusing how all of that works. So. Grand Thag said, "Yes, Quasar supposed to show up in Quantum Mania." That's what I thought. Raymond 2000 said, "They said William Harper is going to be Quasar in Quantum Mania." Valley Superb said, "And DC and Marvel Comics are actually not as diverse as people like to claim. On the X-Men Quiet Council at the moment, Storm is literally the only black member." And see, that's something that they need to make sure that they don't do in when they bring the X-Men into the MCU. Why? Because the X-Men are the most diverse group of Marvel Comics. Like, I hope they get it right. I hope they get the X-Men right. Grand Region Thrag said, "Well, to be honest, bro, you could just swap him from being a Holocaust survivor to that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. You could do that. That's what I was kind of getting at there. Like, you could change him, but you would have to change it to where now instead of him being a Holocaust survivor, it has to be the struggles, something from some historical significance from him to him being black. Like what did he go through within the black community? Like that's what I'm saying. You can do that. Like you absolutely can. But I just feel like Magneto's one of those stories that his backstory is just pivotal to who he is. I just feel like that's just one that shouldn't be changed. Raymond said Magneto shouldn't be African American, but they could make him Rwandan or from Iraq or Iran or Syria because we are too far off from the Holocaust. He still he still has the tragic story origin. You can still have that tragic story origin. Valley Superb said, yes, Magneto is a prime example of characters that should never be. Yeah, I just don't. I don't want him touched. I really don't. I was against the Denzel stuff. Like, I would like to see Denzel, of course, but nah, bro. I'm not there. Raymond 2000 said, does Magneto have an aging power like Blue Marvel where he aged super slow? To my knowledge, no. Edward Stewart said Denzel Washington or Giancarlo Esposito would probably make a good Blue Marvel. Well, Giancarlo Esposito, I still believe is going to be our MCU's. Why am I blanking? Professor X. I believe he's going to be our Professor X, and he did that whole thing back. What was that? About 4 months ago now, where he was talking about. He met with Marvel, possible characters he could be playing. One of those was that he said he really wanted to play Professor X. So I think that he may still be our Professor X. DJ F&I said Denzel as Magneto is Good Blacks. His Good Blacks was also affected by the Holocaust, but a lot of white Jewish people might not like that. That's why that's another thing too. When you start doing that, it starts to get touchy. It starts to get muddy where you're walking on eggshells with certain stuff. That's when I'm just like, bro, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Stick to the source material. Leave it alone. B. Smith said, the executives don't care about us. I believe my father purchased my first 3 comics in 1969. I'm not a casual fan. These executives are so disrespectful to us. Yeah, they don't care. I mean, they do their own thing for sure. Kitty Pierce said, this feels like a video Discord chat or something. Comic Chameleon said, well, my man, I just feel that right now that Marvel needs to step back and really look at what they're doing. They're trying to please everybody rather than sticking to magnificent stories. I agree. And hopefully they've even seen that within their own Phase 4, and that they're now going to course correct with Phases 5 and 6. So hopefully we start seeing those course corrections. It's really going to be determined with Quantumania, and honestly, the first, whatever the next Disney Plus thing is. That's that too, because we need to see a total tone shift in that Disney Plus stuff. Total tone, but not just in the Disney Plus stuff. Altogether, a total tone shift. Grand Region Thrag said, would love to see a... hold on, it went down, sorry. Oh, Granger, thank you. Also sent a super chat. Appreciate that, where he said, preach, brother. This is why I rocks with y'all. No, I appreciate you. This is why we rock with y'all. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate that super chat, too. Official Liam G said, I'm pretty excited for Skeleton Crew 2. Yes. Raymond 2000 said, I'm in the middle. Don't race swap. Who knows? Ashra said, sorry, I meant fake virtual signaling. Gotcha. Granger Thack said, yo, Will Smith as Blue Marvel is It was. Tell me Will Smith as Blue Marvel was not perfect. Because when it was first announced, I was like, oh, please be real. I would love to have seen him as Blue Marvel. I thought it would have been dope. I love Will. Will is one of my favorite actors, so I love Will. It definitely would have been dope. He said they are around the same age and will look great for his age. They could get a few films out of him in that role. Yeah, bro, it would have been so cool. You put the gray on the side of Will's head. You have him in the... Now, when I say I want Blue Marvel... Hold on, I'm going to pull that up. When I say I want Blue Marvel, don't get me wrong, bro. Don't get me wrong. This costume is okay. The costume where he's got on the jacket and everything, it's okay, cool. I've never been the biggest fan of that outfit though. But however, this is the suit I want Blue Marvel wearing, bro. Like, if you're gonna bring Blue Marvel in, please have him wearing this suit. Right there. That's what I want to see Blue Marvel in. I don't want to, because I have the Marvel Legends action figure of him, and the action figure is him in that damn workout suit. I don't want that. I want to see him with the whole cape, the cosmic, like the power, bro. I want to see it all. Please do it right. Let's see.
But I think Will would have been dope too. Valley Superb said Will would have killed it as Blue Marvel. Man, that's what I'm saying. That was pre-slap. It was pre-slap. I think it might have been taken off the table after the slap, but it really was taken off the table after the slap. But yeah, bro, pre-slap. We had a Will Smith Blue Marvel, possibly. Yeah. Raymond 2000 said, I'm scared to see Blue Marvel because I know they might mess it up. And if they do, they are definitely giving it to Ryan Coogler. Oh, shit. That scared the fuck out of me reading that last part. That literally sent a shiver down my spine. Anytime I read that man's name, it sends a shiver down my spine. That's not wanted. That ain't wanted at all. And hopefully Marvel knows that that ain't wanted. B. Smith said the Will Smith rumor was the last name I heard too for Blue Marvel until the newest stuff. They better do them justice. Yep. Blue Marvel and Spectrum. They have to. I love Monica. I love Photon, bro. Whatever you want to call her. Spectrum, Photon, Monica, whatever you want to call her. I love Monica. And I love the relationship that she has with Adam Brashear. And again, since you've taken T'Challa and Storm away, give us that strong black power couple. Give us that strong black cosmic power couple that can come in and fuck shit up. Like, because again, why do you think Monica wasn't in, Infinity War? You can't put a Monica in Infinity War. Why? Thanos' gauntlet is no problem for Monica. Whatever Thanos blasts at Monica, she's going to absorb that shit and give it back to him 10 times full. So it's like, I want to see that power couple, that strong black power couple that is Adam Brashear and Monica. I want it. I want it bad. Just like I wanted T'Challa and Storm. Not Toussaint and Storm. Give me Adam and Spectrum. Give it to me, please. So we've got DJ Epinice that said Disney can get Will Smith for cheap, just like how they did Robert Downey Jr. They could. Again, I don't see it happening anymore since keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I don't see that happening anymore. But, stranger things have happened. D. Stizzle said Ryan will direct Blue Marvel. It'll be We Shall Overcome Civil War era storyline with minimal superheroes. Oh, God. Another shiver. Justin said, not gonna lie, I used to be supportive of race swaps because I figured, hey, more representation. But after listening to this channel and what representation actually means, yeah, I don't ever want race swapping again. Well, we appreciate you, Justin. We definitely do. Grand Region Thrag said, that's why I'm a little cringy about this Black Superman film. I know Val Zod has been around for a while. I just feel like it's patronizing. Do I wanna? Because I have thoughts on it. I think I might save that for tomorrow because we are going to be talking about some of that stuff. Yeah. I do have thoughts on the Val Zod stuff. I do have thoughts on the Michael B. Jordan, J.J. Abrams Superman film that was canceled, maybe back on. I don't know. CGZ said, my fan cast for Sue Storm is Sarah Michelle Gellar, and for Reed Richards, it's Freddie Prinze Jr. Sarah Michelle played Daphne, didn't she? She played Daphne in the live-action Scooby-Doo and Buffy. Asherah said Monica Rambeau isn't together with Brashear. Another popular black couple is killed by Marvel Comics. Yeah. Sad. D. Stizzle said, I'm always looking at the bigger picture. A lot of folks want a quick fix that doesn't actually fix anything. Syrup Sailor, appreciate you being here, said the response to DC reboots is so irrational. It is insane. But we're the crazy ones. But the recast crowd are the crazy ones. The studio was flirting with bankruptcy if they continued with the Snyderverse. Yeah, bro. They put more money in the Snyderverse. They put more money. The money they put into the Snyderverse, they didn't even make back. They had to pay to make up for the money that they put into the Snyderverse. And I'm a Snyderverse fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Snyder Cut fan. But I can recognize when shit is ugly. I can recognize as a fan when shit is muddy. And I don't think anybody that is a true DC fan or anybody like that can actually can sit here in my face or anybody's face and say, well, just give them a little more time. DC was going to do what they were going to do. They were in a good spot. DC's not in a good spot. That's why the general audience looks at Marvel as here, as DC is here. When that's in reality, they should be rivaling one another. DC's not even in the same sphere as Marvel Cinematic Universe right now. So it's yeah, bro, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. So I don't think anybody can sit and say that, oh, DC's in a good spot. They are not. They need this reboot. And that again, when I first talked about it, I said some of my subscribers might be surprised at me saying that because I'm a huge Henry Cavill Superman supporter. I wanted Henry Cavill back. Hell, when he showed up in Black Adam, that's the only fucking reason I went. I knew he was showing up. I saw the leaked post-credit scene, but I wanted to see it on the big IMAX screen. And when he came out, I literally stood up, started clapping, and was like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like, I was excited. But again, I've also said I don't have to have Henry Cavill as Kal-El. As long as Superman gets to continue on the screen, T'Challa, as long as Superman gets to continue on the screen, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. So yeah, bro, yeah, it's completely irrational. I agree. Let's see. Yeah, SP Flash. Yeah, they were together. Andre Ware said, "Don't mess up the X-Men." Ashra said, "Nathaniel Rich's relationship tree between Reed and Victor has been a what the fuck since 1960s." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. That's one of those like what conversations like what, but for sure. Great Region Back said, "Plenty of other Eastern European conflicts. You could make Magneto backstory connected to, so he's not too old." That's true too. That's true. Justin said, "I think Marvel should do 3 movie and 3 TV shows a year. That way you get 6 projects per year without getting oversaturated." Yeah, bro. I don't remember what the number was. I believe before. I talked about this before Phase 4. I think we were getting like 3 to 4 Marvel projects a year. You know how many projects we got for Phase 4 within these 2 years? Within these 2 years for Phase 4, you know how many projects we got? 19. 19 Marvel projects. Again, that's where we saw the quality or the quantity over the quality. And Marvel has even recognized that. They even talked about that in an article, that they were going to put quality over quantity, which they needed to bring back anyway. We got 19 Marvel projects this year, or and out of these 2 years, and No Way Home, Loki, WandaVision, parts of Multiverse of Madness are the only fucking things that stand out to me. Out of the 19, your mileage may vary. You could be different, but so I agree. They need to scale it the fuck back. Grand Region Thrag said, "Nah, we want Blue Marvel with the cape. For sure we do. And the helmet. Yes, and the fucking helmet. That would be so dope." Are we going to get that? I think Marvel, I think we're going to get that. We're going to get that. Where is it? We're going to get the suit where it's whack as fuck. Where is it? I don't like that suit. This is the one you're talking about with the... No, he's not wearing the helmet there. Hold on. Where the fuck is that outfit? That one. I don't want him to be in this. I really don't. But why do I feel like that's what the fuck he's gonna be in the MCU? I don't want that at all, though. Comic Chameleon said, "Well, I can see Denzel as Magneto, and the tragic thing that happened to him. He was one of the children to survive Black Wall Street." Now, see, that's what I mean. You can take a story like that and make it the backstory for Magneto. Again, I still don't want him to be black, but if you were to do that, those are types of stories you could take and make his backstory. I mean, hell, Black Wall Street, that's 2 hours up the street from here. Some of my family members some of my family was affected by the Tulsa race massacre. So yeah, bro, like you could do something like that. Again, I still want him to be white, but you could do something like that. Grand Region Thrag said, look at that pic. He even looks like Will Smith. Oh, yeah, and that one with the... Yeah, he did. Let's see. Let me make sure I get back up here. Arcs 4, I was talking to Ashra. Grand Region Thrag said, LOL, keep Ryan as far away from Blue Marvel as possible, brother. Don't even tell him about Blue Marvel. I'm of the belief that he doesn't even know who the fuck Adam Brashear is, and it needs to stay that way. He does not need to get any whiff of another black character. No. Comic Chameleon said, and he met Xavier and Morehouse University. Could be dope. Johnny Washington, appreciate you being here, Johnny. Haven't seen you in a while. Said, why Marvel Studios feels everything black have to be Ryan Coogler. I pass. I would love Jordan Peele to direct a trippy Blue Marvel movie. That, Jordan Peele has proven time and time again with obviously, for sure, with Get Out. With Us. Isn't that the name of it? Us, I believe. And then Nope. A lot of people had their had their issues with Nope. I didn't mind Nope. I thought Nope wasn't really that bad. None of them are Get Out, but yeah. B. Smith said the Black Love would have been too strong for Thanos. Gray said we're gonna have to use the Infinity Stones to reverse the slap. Yeah, reverse the slap. DJ F&I said Disney don't care about Chris Rock. They probably took with Will Smith off the table because of his price pre-slap. Maybe so. Grand Region Thrag, Miss Keita said they are going to put her with Rhodes. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. See, those are changes I'm just not here for. I just don't want to see her with James Rhodes. Why can't we have a story where James has like a girlfriend we've never met or something? Or maybe he meets a girl. Since, like Don Cheadle said, we don't know who his friends are. We don't know what side of the bed he likes to sleep on. We don't know what his favorite ice cream is. We don't know shit about James Rhodes in the MCU. But yet, let them tell us, you have so much representation in the MCU. We don't know shit about James Rhodes in the MCU. So I would like for him to have like maybe a girl he meets or a off-screen girlfriend that we've just never met or something like that. Don't put him with Monica. God, no. Valley Superb said if Marvel can forgive James, that's true. For them disgusting jokes, they should be willing to let Will do his thing. That's true. Raymond 2000 said it's just a shame that the Oscar slap happened. This could have been the greatest year of his life. He could have been getting hella roles and even could have won an Oscar again, but them white folks are mad. Big bad. Will Smith is a good pick for Blue Marvel. I agree. I thought he really was too when I first saw it. Arcs 4 said, I'm glad Thor Love and Thunder director Taika Waititi didn't get to touch or lightly touch Galactus. Nah. I agree with you there, bro. And it's so funny. I look at Taika Waititi and I'm looking at Ragnarok and I'm like, fucking brilliant film. But at the same time, he had reins. He was reeled in. It wasn't free reign to do what he wanted. Let's skip to phase 4 when creative power was stripped away from them, Kevin Feige and others. Kevin Feige sat on the red carpet when asked about Thor Love and Thunder. He said, what can you tell us about Thor Love and Thunder? He said, I don't know. It's a Taika film. He said, it's a Taika film. And it was very obvious that it was a Taika film. The reins were completely let go when it came to Taika. He was able to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And it showed. Not Again 90 said, it's true, the DC universe is nowhere near the MCU. That's why it had to be destroyed and rebooted for Gunn's new universe. Plus, I heard they cut out a lot of cameos from Wonder Woman and Superman out of the Flash film. Yes. I don't know about the Wonder Woman stuff because once that stuff was announced, I just stopped caring. I was like, bro, I don't care, whatever. But Henry Cavill did film a post-credit scene for The Flash, but it has since been removed. Yes, that is very true. It has since been removed. They're not doing that anymore. No more Henry anything. It's just done. Gray said DC fans are loud and in numbers online, but they are scarce when it counts, like in the theaters when the film comes out. Yeah, they're very scarce when it counts. Like, again, I've said to you guys before on here, when we saw Black Adam, there were 30 of us in the IMAX theater. Normally, when we go see an IMAX film, it's typically packed out. Black Adam just simply was not. Like it just was not. I remember I turned the corner to face the crowd, and I said, oh, shit, ain't nobody in this bitch. Nobody was there. So yeah, thank you. Let's see. Not again 9. I read that. Okay, Bo said, we already know Ryan Coogler is directing Secret Wars. Oh, Jesus, no. That's what Wakanda Forever was. He had to turn that into to get his push for the job. We're going to get an announcement soon that he's directing. I'm going to throw all the negative energy toward that because I don't want that to happen. And we do know that that has been rumored or talked about. Now, Feige has come out and said no. Again, he could just be saying shit. He could just be, saying no just to say no. But Feige has said no. However, the Russo brothers, and we are going to do this in a stream, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, but the Russo brothers have stated that they wanted they wanted X-Men, and they want Secret Wars. Now, they did state recently here that they wouldn't be ready to do anything Marvel for another decade. I don't believe that. And the reason I don't believe that is because, again, the Andrew Garfield stuff, as Gray pointed out, NDAs, I mean, there's so much that's going on where they're trying to keep the shit tight-lipped. Like, I believe that the Russos are still going to do Secret Wars. I believe that the Russos need to do Secret Wars for Secret Wars to be, I guess, somewhat close. Because as of right now, you all know I'm worried about Secret Wars. But I think the Russos would absolutely kill Secret Wars. They still have their ear to the ground when it comes to what fans want and things like that. We talked about that with T'Challa possibly showing up if they were to direct it. Now, as you all know, I don't want a variant T'Challa. I want our T'Challa. I want the main T'Challa. But if we were to have a variant dangled in our face for the amount of time that he would be in Secret Wars, it would be from the Russos. The Russos would more than likely do it. And the reason I say that is because Joe Russo put out a TikTok the other day of him playing a tiny violin, and it was a fan still crying at the fact that they killed Black Widow. So they have their ear to the ground. They know what fans are saying. They know what fans want. I think if they did Secret Wars, that's the only way it would pop. T'Challa, stop. That's the only way it would pop. So, my opinion, though. Grinridge Thrag said, I don't mind the amount of projects because I'm a superhero junkie, but the stories just weren't good. Yeah, the stories weren't great. Raymond 2000 said, Phase 4 sucks. Tupple Lib said, you didn't like Falcon Winter Soldier? Oh, no. I can't even. I think I would have liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier if COVID wouldn't have fucked with it. We know that COVID fucked Falcon and Winter Soldier big time, to where they changed it. Originally, it was supposed to be some virus. Again, now this is, you tell me if Marvel, this is that double standard stuff, the hypocrisy that comes with Marvel, that comes with the execs over at Marvel, rather. We had heard that Falcon and Winter Soldier was originally, the storyline wasn't going to deal with the Flag Smashers. It was going to deal with some virus that was going on. A virus that had been put out into the world, and Sam and Bucky and whoever else in company had to stop it or whatever. It had something to do with a virus. The reason they scrapped that is because it was too close to home. Their words, not mine. It was too close to home. With us already being in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic at that time, they felt it would have been tasteless, their words, not mine, tasteless to put that type of story in the midst of the story that we were currently really living. Now let's fast forward to Wakanda Not Forever. It was not tasteless for us to see Chadwick's death for viewers' entertainment on screen. It was not tasteless for them to morbidly add Chadwick or honoring Chadwick into Wakanda Forever. So again, it's that hypocrisy, it's that double standard shit. I think I possibly would have liked Falcon Winter Soldier. However, it was not my thing. Astra said Loki wasn't that great. Only episode for me for Loki that wasn't that great was the train episode. I still liked it though. But for me, Loki is one of my top Marvel Phase 4 projects. I love Loki. I thought it was really good. Raymond said, except Falcon and Winter Soldier, the show is The show is the beat thing they put on TV. D. Sizzle said Adam Brashear is too much flavor for Marvel Studios. Edward Stewart said, do you think that Misty Knight would ever make an appearance as Sam Wilson's girlfriend on Falcon and Winter Soldier, in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series? I mean, that's another one of those ones where we have to see them flesh out Sam a little bit more. You know, we did get Sam, I guess you could say, fleshed out in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I'm waiting to see what they do with Sam in his own film. Could we see a Misty Knight in him? First of all, we need to get Misty Knight in the MCU, but could I see him and Misty Knight together? If they toughen up Sam a little bit more, maybe. But they've got to make the audience first fall in love with Sam. Now, let me rewind that, because some of you may be in love with Sam, but when we talked about last week that Sam, Shuri, and Shang-Chi are going to be the new leaders of the Avengers. How is Sam leading the fucking Avengers? He is a powerless man in a vibranium suit. That's it. Like, his suit flies. It can do the sharp cutting with that the wings can do and everything like that. But like, he's just a man in a suit. And some people might be like, well, Iron Man was a man in a suit. No, different. Not even going to get into the differences, but different. So, like, I don't know, bro. Maybe. I know I took that question and went many other ways with it also, but maybe. Raymond said, nah, Darius, I want him in that. That looks cooler. No, Raymond, it does not look cooler than the cape. The cape and the helmet, bro. Raymond, if you see him in the cape and helmet, hold on, let me pull that shit up for you. If you see him in the cape and helmet, you'll be like, nah. Let me pull that shit up. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, let me find him. There's one. That's a good picture. That's a good one. Okay, I'll show you this one. Tell me that's not dope, Raymond. Tell me that shit right there is not fucking dope. If it'll come up. Why has it not come up? Okay, I'll do a different one. Hold on. Okay. Damn, bruh. This is some whack ass shit. Why is it not letting me? I'm trying to get I had a good picture. What the fuck? Hold on. Like, that's some bullshit. It's better just pull this over. Okay, there it is. Tell me that's not dope, Raymond. Tell me that the helmet and the cape and that suit is not doper than that fucking pullover jacket. Not Again 90 said, Ryan should not be directing Secret Wars. That's why too many precious characters... That's why too many precious characters to be placed in the hands of a careless individual. I agree. Double M said, are you familiar with Charles Purnell? I've heard that name. Why have I heard that name? Is that Marvel? Why have I heard that name? No, he's an actor. He would be a. If you were going Blue Marvel, I could see that he wouldn't be. I'm just looking at this picture of him here. He doesn't look bad. If you were going the Blue Marvel route with that, I could see that. I could see that for sure. That's what I remember him from. He played the general in. Yeah. He was in Top Gun. That's what it was. He was in Top Gun. Okay. Yeah, bro. I could see it. Grand Region Thrag said, Nope had its moments. Speaking of Nope, Kiki is perfect for the MCU. Kiki is perfect for the MCU. She wants to be in the MCU. Let's see. Oaktown Oaktown A said, don't feel bad. They made her character annoying. Oh, wait. I think I missed something else from you. He said, and he'll be a baby daddy somehow. Oh, God. Again, here we go with more tropes. Double M said Charles Purnell would be a great Blue Marvel. Yeah, that picture was great. Grand Regent Thrag said she's too young for James. Comic Chameleon said, nope, don't. Do not use Jordan Peele for that. I will use Jordan Peele for Brother Voodoo. Oh, bro, that's good. That's good, Comic Chameleon. That's good. Having Jordan Peele direct a Brother Voodoo origin movie, that would be pretty dope. Because you would get into all the weird and twistedness of it all. But see, I would want whoever also handled some of the voodoo stuff with Marie Laveau, Angela Bassett, and in American Horror Story to let's tap into some of that too. Because Marie Laveau, Angela Bassett, and American Horror Story was so good. So good, because I love magic, mystic. That's why I'm so hyped for the Agatha series, because I love the magical, mystical side of things. So that'd be dope. Let's see. Sir Yuri G said, my biggest fear if Blue Marvel is in the MCU is he would be nerfed because, in my opinion, he's one of the strongest people in Marvel Universe. He recently killed a Beyonder. Yes, he is one of the strongest characters in Marvel, period. So is Monica. That's why I'm just like, it's a power couple, bro. So I would love to see that. Love to see it. But do I think they're going to nerf him? I do. Because you can't... Yeah, I do. The Most Benevolent King said, wasn't or isn't Jessica Alba Latina? Yes, she is. I was wrong on that one. Jessica Alba is Latina. So Yuri G said, but honestly, I feel it's a missed opportunity for Yaya not to be playing Blue Marvel. It is. They got him playing fucking Simon Williams. It is. Not Again 90 said, I heard Donald Glover wants to play a Spider-Man villain, the groovy Hypno Hustler. I'm guessing it'll be a Sony film. It is. So he is going to be producing and starring in the film as the Hypno Hustler. It is going to be within the Spider-Verse over there with Sony. So it's going to be connecting within all their crazy Spider-Verse stuff. SP Flash. Oh, he's talking to Sir Yuri G. Oaktown A said, Blue Marvel will be running around in a damn romper. Baking some cookies. Grand Regent Thrax said, I feel bad saying this, but I hope they kill Shuri off in Secret Wars. Hell, she might even hope that they kill her off. I don't think Letitia wants to do this anymore. Tim, we appreciate you being here. Tim said, what's up? Appreciate you being here, Tim. Raymond said, I still think the Russos are pulling... They are. They're pulling Andrew Garfield. That's why I'm calling it now whenever somebody lies about being involved. Yes, I always call it pulling an Andrew Garfield, pulling that werewolf. Let's see. Raymond said, if Coogler is directing Secret Wars, Kang will definitely die. A lot of black folks are gonna die. Cornelius said, Blue Marvel wiped Hyperion and Sentry. Indeed. That's what I say. Blue Marvel is one of Marvel's strongest characters, period. T'Challa's been taken away. Please, for the love of God, Marvel, if anybody ever listens to any of this stuff, if anybody ever comes in and sees like any of this type of stuff from content creators, YouTubers, or whatever, I'm not saying anybody's looking at me, but if anybody's ever seeing things from content creators that are talking about you've taken T'Challa, please don't do this to Blue Marvel. Like, actually do him justice. Let's see. Network said, I'm so bad with names, bro. Soap. I'm gonna have to see who this person is. He said, from the show, Gangs of London would make a great T'Challa. Let me see who this is. Oh, this dude. Okay, I've seen him before. What else has he played in, though? What have I seen him in? The Huntsman. Yeah, Huntsman. Let's see. CGZ said Ryan Coogler should take a break from Marvel, a very long break. Ryan Coogler just needs to... what we need is one of those Men in Black things. We all need one. At the next con, Kevin Feige just needs to come on stage, Men in Black everyone, and say, that shit never happened. Wakanda what? Yeah, it never happened. Yeah, no, T'Challa's alive. No, it never happened. Yeah, we're redoing it all. Yeah, Flash, boom. That's what they need to do. Purchase one of those. Marvel has the money. Get one of those things. Brainwash the fuck out of all of us. Phase 4, Wakanda Forever, never happened. Grand Regent Thrag said, Valley Superb. Oh, he's talking to Valley Superb. Kenny said, rumor is they were going to call it Black Panther Wakanda for 35 minutes, but it was too spoilery and doesn't ring well. No, that doesn't ring well. Let me see. Raymond said Sam's too small for Misty. Gray said ain't nobody checking for Sam like that. Luke D Stizzle said Luke Cage Misty Knight equals too much street flavor for the studio. Yeah, bro, I told you when I was looking at some stuff from when I was looking at some stuff from what's his name? What is that motherfucker's name? The Hypno Hustler. Because I've only seen the Hypno Hustler like once in publishing. I'm not familiar with him outside of the one time. So, but I was looking up some stuff of him, and Misty Knight and Luke Cage kicked his ass. So yeah, bro, like they are the street level flavor that, like you said, Marvel Studios not looking for. Too urban would be their excuse. D Sizzle said, nah, that cape is fire. Yes, bro. The helmet. Where's Raymond? Did Raymond say it's better? Let's see. Official MG said, they said Sam's supposed to put together a team of Avengers in the New World Order. I wish it was Misty Knight, Patriot, and the New Falcon. Why shove all these other characters in like Hulks, etc.? I'm telling you, he's getting no shine in his own film. He's getting no shine in his own film. And when it happens, if he does get the shine, okay, great. I'll be like, okay. If he doesn't, guess what? I'm gonna be sitting right here saying, we all called this, bro. We called this. We know, like, it's at this point the formula, the blueprint of how Marvel does things. We know how it works. So I'm gonna sit back and wait, but we'll wait to see how it plays out. Valley Superb said Sam should have gotten the serum in his show. What a wasted opportunity. Yeah, he's a powerless man leading the Avengers. Double M said Sam can't fight. I think that's why his Wakanda suit makes up for it. Yeah, but is the suit enough? Is that suit enough for you to rally a team of super powerful beings and then you be the leader? I don't know. Let's see. Bo said, I liked it, but it should have had more to do with the multiverse. They start off with a strong narrative in WandaVision, then Falcon and Winter Soldier's story is filler story for Cap 4. Yeah. Kitty said, no capes. Edna mode. Yes, no capes. No, I like the cape on him, though. D. Sizzle said 616 Sam doesn't have some power, or does have some powers. Yes, but I don't think they're using the 616 Sam. They're using Ultimate's Universe Sam, is what it seems like, at least. I don't know. We could see him get some type of powers in his movie, but I don't know. Raymond 2000 said, we can't see it that good, and it's not that dope. Boy, boo. Homie looks like he's going to comic on Dr. Fate. No, his helmet's not like Fate's. Couldn't find anything in gold or black. No. Okay, you said you can't really see it, so let me do this. I'll give you I'll do it again. Hold on. Since you said you can't see it. Why the fuck did it save that shit like that? Hold on. Hold on. So I'm going to pull a different picture that I can actually zoom in on. Is there one of him fighting? Ah, there is. Okay. Now, let me show you this picture. This one might be better. What the fuck, bro? It does not want me to save this fucking picture. Whatever you're eating, stop. Stop. Bro, what the fuck? It's not letting me pull up. It's letting me save the picture, but it's not. What the fuck? Maybe if I save it like this. Hold on. Let me try this. Let me try this. This is the last thing I'm trying. If this doesn't work, then Raymond. Oh my god, bruh. It's still saving it that same fucking way. I want you to see it with a better fucking look. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right. I'll show you this picture. Raymond. Is that not better? Is that costume just not better? Ashra said, Planet Fanatics, it is a mask Blue Marvel wears, but a mask. Yeah, it's a mask. Valley Superb said, I can see that Top Gun actor as Blue Marvel. That's a great shot. Yeah, it is, bro. It is. Amen. Not anyone said, I don't want Ryan Coogler to direct Secret Wars, period. He took T'Challa from us. He would ruin Secret Wars for us. Definite no. Oh, definite no, bro. Astra said, sorry, I meant Blue Marvel does not wear a helmet, but a white mask. Yeah, yeah. Cornelius said, that's the real power couple of Marvel. Indeed. Cornelius said, give Blue Marvel to someone who respects the character. For sure. Because you're going to have a shit ton of fans pissed if you don't. Comic Chameleon said, I need you for voiceover work for a fan comic movie, sir. Hey, call me. I would love to do some voiceover work. Do I have a voice that could do like voiceover work? Yeah, hit me up. I would love to. Raymond 2000 said, I think Letitia is out. I don't even believe she'll be in Black. No, because I don't think she cares. She didn't want to do this. So, Valley Superb said BP2 is going to end up making at least 500 million less than BP1. That's the difference between having 1 million in your account and 450K. That movie is a flop. Those Thor 4 type numbers ain't fooling no one. Exactly. But, let other people tell you it's doing great. D Stizzle said, we won't get characters like Blue Marvel because of Wonder Man recasting Yaya could have been good in that role, or of course T'Challa. Yeah. Valley Superb said, killing Queen Ramonda and T'Challa in the same film proves Marvel is okay with killing any black characters. Yeah. Again, that was the moment I left. That was the moment I walked out. Justice said, who the hell is Hypno Hustler? I'll show you a picture of him. I'll pull a picture of Hypno Hustler. He's a Spider-Man villain. You don't ask me about Hypno Hustlers, like the lore or origins or anything like that, because I've only seen the brother once. But this is him. Should I save this? I'll save this picture so you can see it better. Okay, this is Hypno Hustler, Justin. Right there. That's Hypno Hustler. D Stizzle said, Hills for Hire and Daughter of the Dragon would be fire. Not Again 90 said, everyone in the chat questioning who's Hypno Hustler has me dying laughing my ass off, but all jokes aside, Donald is going to put his spice and flavor on the character. No, all jokes aside, Donald really is. He really is. I was actually watching some stand-up. Well, you guys know I work in a dentist factory, a dentist laboratory. We make people's teeth all day. So I sit with my headphones in all day, and I was listening to some of Donald Glover's old stand-up on Comedy Central. Brother is diverse, bro. He is a diverse actor. As we all know, he is a musician. I mean, Donald Glover's just diverse in general. Like, he's a triple threat. He can do it all. So I'm pretty excited to see anything with Spider-Man. I doubt Spider-Man's in this shit, but anything with Spider-Man, I'm excited for. So. Sir Yuri G said, laugh my ass off. Hypno Hustler should not have a movie. Sony. DJF and Nice said, Sam doesn't deserve his own film. Not this Sam at all. Cornelius said, D Stizzle said, Hypno Hustler is not a good black character representation. I'd rather see. You know what? Let me tell you. When they first announced that Donald Glover was going to be portraying one of Spider-Man's villains, Hypno Hustler was not where my mind went, because at the time they didn't say Hypno Hustler. They just said he's going to be portraying one of Spider-Man's villains. I was thinking to myself, oh shit, are they going to do the Prowler live action? Because we've already seen him in Homecoming. So are we going to see? Is he going to be the Prowler? But then they did Hypno Hustler. So yeah. Cornelius said, like someone, they'll treat Adam Brashear, Blue Marvel, as if he's important to the MCU, like Tony Stark was treated for 12 years. Yeah, I agree with that. Honestly, he's that type of caliber character. D Stizzle said, Raymond laughing at the boy boo. Raymond, stop. That was better. I know you're trying to say that picture wasn't better. That picture was better. That was a better picture. It's a better costume than that damn fucking pullover sweater. D Stizzle said, Sony and Donald Glover are trolling with that announcement. Double M said they won't let Sam be better than Chris Evans, Captain America. Nah. D Stizzle said, MCU Sam seems to be strictly 1610 Sam, regular military man. Tragic. C. Jeezy said, Blue Marvel, I like the jacket, more modern suit. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm in the minority. Do you guys like the damn pullover sweater more than the traditional tights and cape and the mask and that he like what? I just like the brother looks like he's shopping. I'm not here for that one. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Cornelius said the OG. That's the OG Blue Marvel suit when people didn't know he was black. Yes, when people didn't know he was black. We've talked about that, bro. Almost a year ago now. In February, it'll be a year. Last time, I think I really went into a whole spill in a video on Blue Marvel. Back last February for Black History Month, I threw in a Blue Marvel deal because Blue Marvel in his comics deals directly with President Kennedy. I believe it's President Kennedy, when nobody knew the brother was black. Everybody knew that, hey, we've got the superhero in the 60s that's protecting us, blah, 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 blah. Nobody knew the brother was black. But when he took off his mask, he was called to the president's office to effective immediately. Thank you for your service. Thank you for saving us. But I believe in the comics, they say it. The world is not ready for a Negro superhero. I believe in the comic, that's the way it's stated. So, yeah, bro, like, that's the suit before he was noted, before everybody was like, a nigga been saving us? Nah, we're not feeling that. So yeah, that was, yeah, bro, that's that suit. I still like that suit though. Yeah, he said he shows his face now. A hybrid of the two would be cool. A hybrid of the two, I guess. Cornelius said Marvel should definitely go to Yaya and say they have a better role for him. Yeah. Sir Yuri G said, see, Blue Marvel could start off with the suit, then go into his current suit after if he can get a mini series. Yeah. I wouldn't be. I guess I would have to see it. I guess I would have to see it live action. Cornelius said, unless Shamir Anderson is indeed Blue Marvel. That's the word on the street. That's the rumor. I could never remember that brother's name, but yes. Kenny Pierce said Hypno Hustler equals Black Mysterio. Cornelius said Hypno Hustler is basically Bootsy. Bootsy Collins as a superhero. Amir Adams said Sony been fumbling the bag. They could have made a Prowler movie with Donald or an adult Miles or something, just taking Spidey from him at this point. Yeah. Raymond 2000 said they're making a movie out of some background filler characters who's not even in hardcore. The hardcore of comic fans know who he is. Hell, I doubt the person that created him knows who he is. That's what I'm saying. I'm so confused by why Sony continues to do these. Like, I'm still confused by the Kraven the Animal Lover film. This makes sense to me. Havoc said, Sony tripping as usual, brother. Kenny said, yeah, I'm excited for Morbius 2. Cornelius said, look up Bootsy Collins, and that's a real-life Hypno Hustler. Y'all, I'm going to put him on for people that don't know who Bootsy Collins is. Hold on. Hold on. That shit's stupid. I want to get a good picture. A good picture of him. That would translate right. I mean, honestly, any of these, but I'm using this one. Okay. Can I save this? Oh, I can. Okay, cool. Fuck off, bro. I'm just going to pull it over this way. You guys can see it this way. There go Bootsy. Of course. I hate this fucking shit. There he is. That shit is funny. Where was I? Ant-Man 991 said, the only role I want to see Donald Glover play is a Prowler. Missed opportunity to see Miles in a Prowler movie. Yep. Not Again 90 said, yeah, he writes, produces, does stand up, and also had a cult following during the 2008-2016 mixtape era in the hip hop. Donald definitely has a talented resume. Film, horror, pop, and TV shows. For sure. He's got kids too. Comic Chameleon said, man, he's like Bootsy Collins, Hypno Bootsy Collins. CGZ said Donald Glover is truly gifted and talented, for sure. Professor Film Fan said, Blue Marvel would be very socially relevant today. Indeed. The Jinx said DC got Marvel beat when it comes to costumes. Classic Blue Marvel will be a nice change of pace and look. Awesome. Yeah, I think the look is awesome too. I really do. Raymond 2000 said the Blue Marvel story would be so great to put on screen, but Marvel doesn't have the balls to do it. Nope. No, they won't do that. Valley Superb said, we were aware there would be a period of turbulence, and we knew we would sometimes have to make difficult and not so obvious choices. James Gunn showing the balls Ryan did not when it comes to recasting. That's very true. It's very true. Because James understood that it's a shit show. We have to change this. Zing Beto said, I think John David Washington would be an excellent Blue Marvel. Let's see. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Yakobin, if I'm saying that right. I'm late, so I do not know if someone else said this, but Jessica Alba, yes. We did. Jessica Alba is Latina. She was the first Latina Sue Storm. My fault on that one. Comic Chameleon said, my thing is if Will Smith does Blue Marvel, he would be like Hancock in a blue suit. So they need to get another person to be if they do that blue suit. I would hope he'd be able to, I'm sure being the actor he is, I'd hope he'd be able to separate Hancock from Blue Marvel. D Sizzle said this is just as OD as the Bad Bunny listen, I forgot about El fucking Morto. I forgot about that. I forgot that was still in development. No one's gonna go see that. Not a soul, bro. That's just wasted studio money. Not a soul is gonna go see that. I won't even watch that shit for free. I don't care. I still haven't seen Morbius, and I never will. Because you lied to me for 2 years and you told me Spider-Man was gonna be in the shit. D Stizzle said, LOL, he looks like Bootsy. Justin said, so for Sony Sinister 6, we have Vulture, Morbius, Craven, possibly Venom, El Morto, and now Hypno Hustler. Amazing, Sony. I don't know. I don't know. We have to see Madam Web. I have no clue. No clue what they're doing. CGZ said, I'd love to see Blue Marvel's underwater base of operation in the MCU. Yes. D Sizzle said that's probably where they got their inspiration from. That was the 70s. Oaktown A said they'll make Hypno Hustler more like Lil Bootsy than Bootsy Collins. Cornelius said top 5 bass player in history. CGZ said, hey y'all, so is Ronnie. Why am I drawing a blank on Ronnie's last name? From the Gap Band. Ronnie Wilson. Damn. Also a great bass player. CGZ said, hey y'all, prepare yourselves for the Rubber Band Man. Donald Glover said, asked to do this. He's going to do the soundtrack and everything. This is going to be his Purple Rain. He got a couple of those suits in the closet already. Let's see. Official MG said, I want Omar Hardrick as Blue Marvel. Let me see. Let me take some of this out. Hold on. Sorry, I'm getting rid of some of these pictures and things that I put up here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Omar. Oh yeah, this brother. See, I'm telling you, names. Once I see the face, I put the face with the names. Yeah, dude from Power. Yeah, he'd be great. He's a little light skinned, but he'd be great. Raymond 2000 said, what about Jamie Foxx for... No. I still think Idris Elba should be Adam Brashear. I think Idris Elba would be a great Adam Brashear. Keita said Donald Glover got the same suit at the house. Casino the Champ said John David Washington would have been a perfect recast as T'Challa. He's another name that goes in that T'Challa category. He's the one that I showed the deep fake of, of him as T'Challa from BP1. Bro, I had to double take when I first saw that. I was like, damn, is that Chad? It looks really good. I've shown it here. Great Nugent Thrag said, there's this dude on TV on a TV show I saw recently on HBO Max. The show is about a black inventor family that's rich and he plays the son. Dude looks like a young Chadwick. The show is Tom Swift. Check it out. Let's see. Okay. I'll move here to the very last thing that I was going to talk about, and that was the DC stuff. So this is just coming from my time to shine hello again. I'll go ahead and pull this tweet up and make it big so you guys can see. Let me see. Capone? Hold on, give me 1 second. Is the stream streaming okay for you guys? Let me know if the stream is streaming okay, because I think Capone, my dog, did something too. But if the stream is streaming okay, let me know. Let me know, and I'll continue. Okay, cool. It's fine. All right. So this is what My Time to Shine Hello had to say about the stuff going on in DC. I shared a few days ago that on Twitter that I believed Viola Davis was safe. She was not going anywhere. According to My Time to Shine Hello, that seems to be the same thing, that Viola Davis does stay. And the reason I said that is because she's such a force. I don't know how you get anybody else to come in and be Amanda Waller. She does an amazing job at Amanda Waller. Not only that, Viola Davis kills just about every role she touches. So I always knew she was kind of going to be safe. But then she goes on to say, Henry Cavill, as we know, done. Ben Affleck, done. Gal Gadot, done. Ezra Miller, done. Ray Fisher, done. Zachary Levi, done. Jason Momoa will get a new role. James Gunn's wife stays. The Suicide Squad, what's left of it, stays. Now, if you remember, last time we talked about this, I asked chat. I said, chat, do you guys think that James Gunn is going to get rid of this his things as well? Because Peacemaker's safe too. His things, or is he just going to... Is he erasing everything, or is he going to keep some of his things? And it looks like he's keeping some of his things. Again, like, okay... For me, if we're going to do a reboot and get rid of Henry and everybody else, do a complete reboot. Do a complete reboot. Because, I mean, let's look at Suicide Squad. The first Suicide Squad bombed. It bombed. It wasn't great. It wasn't that good. The second one is to me, my opinion, the second one is way better than the first one. The first Suicide Squad bombed. The second one went straight to HBO Max. Peacemaker's numbers, regardless of what you might feel about Peacemaker's numbers did not do that great. Now, I don't dislike Peacemaker or anything like that. There were scenes that definitely made me laugh, but it still did not do that great. So it's like, for me, when I'm looking at some of these things, I'm like, wait a minute. So you're getting rid of everything else, but you're going to keep some of the shitty shit that you made? And that was one of my concerns. Now, again, regardless, I'm still on the train of this shit needs a reboot. All of it needs a reboot. But I think it's just a little, it's like, bro, come on. I think, I could be wrong. I think get rid of everything. Do a complete reboot if you're going to do that, bro. I just don't think keeping some of this stuff is... I don't see keeping Peacemaker. Why? Because that exact league showed up in Peacemaker. And some people might argue, well, it's easy to retcon. You could just retcon that out. You could, but, I mean, we've seen them already in there. When it comes to Suicide Squad, same thing. Connections are already made within the wider DC universe. Black Adam, even though that's not happening. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is gone. She also said that. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is gone. He's not... The Rock is also done. So all the talking that The Rock did, when we talked about this, that was one of the main things I said. The Rock has got to shut the actual fuck up and stop being out here talking, saying everything he's saying within interviews, saying everything he was saying on Twitter, within interviews. That's why I said early on, I thought The Rock had some bigger stake in DC. I thought he had a higher position than just playing Black Adam, just higher talent. Because the way he was talking in interviews, the things he was posting, the things he was doing, I thought when he said the hierarchy of the DC universe was changing, I thought that meant, okay, does he have a seat? Like, is he like an executive now? Because that's the way he was acting. That's the way Dwayne The Rock Johnson was acting. But he's gone too. And again, you've got all of these... And it looks like they are going younger, which is what we've heard, that they are going to go with a younger cast. I said that I want David. I can't say his last name. Corn Sweat to be the dude from Hollywood. I want him to be the new Superman. Personally, like Grand Regent Thwag said, The Rock played himself. He did, bro. He was out here playing himself. He was out here making promises that he was cashing money. He was cashing checks that he knew he didn't have the money to back up. He knew he didn't have the money to back that up. He was saying so many things out here that were getting fans hype. Because I was excited, bro. I was like, okay, you know what? After seeing Black Adam, although the plot was shit, the action was great. It was fun. But I would love to see. Would have loved to have seen that progressing moving forward. You know, I would love to have seen Henry back. But at the end of the day, as I said earlier, I don't have to have Henry as Kal-El. I get to still see Superman. Superman is still going on. It's still going to be on the screen. So I'm okay with that. I've seen a lot, like Cornelius just said. Cornelius said The Rock can now play Apocalypse in the MCU. I've seen a lot of people asking, do you think The Rock makes a jump to the MCU now? Do you think Henry makes a jump to the MCU? I don't think Henry does. And the reason now I could be wrong. Something could come back and I might eat crow on this. The reason I don't think Henry is because he's got the Warhammer universe he's trying to build. Now, granted, Amazon's still trying to find the funding for it, and they don't have writers, directors, or anything else. But we know that he is a huge Warhammer fan. I mean, the first time I heard him talk about Warhammer was on the who's the British guy? Their show, the Graham Norton show. When he was talking on the Graham Norton show, he was on there with Tom Holland, and they asked him about Warhammer, and he just went into full-on geek mode talking about Warhammer. And so with knowing how big of a fan of Warhammer he is, and knowing the deep lore of Warhammer. Now, I don't know Warhammer. I've tried to start getting into it, because if they do movies and shows, I want to know what we're talking about up here. As far as the tabletop game, I'm not getting into that shit. I'm not doing that. But the I want to get into the lore of Warhammer for sure, because I feel like, hell, that's going to be something big that we could talk about. But with him being such a big Warhammer fan, I don't see him coming over to Marvel if things are going to be going in the direction of the Warhammer Cinematic Universe. But The Rock, I could see The Rock possibly coming over here, because as far as, you know, The Rock, again, is still talking. He's still talking. He was talking to Brandon Davis from, I forget who was Brandon Davis with? Comic book something. I forget who Brandon's with. But it had come out a few days ago that The Rock unfollowed WB and DC on his Instagram and socials. And then Brandon tweeted that out. The Rock replied and said, absolutely not true. I was never following him to begin with. Bro, why are you still talking? Like, why are you still talking? Talking is what got you into this problem in the first place. Now, we don't know if they were ever going to go continuing on with a Black Adam 2 or anything like that. But I can say him putting his foot in his mouth is what put the nail in the coffin. It's just not, it just wasn't, he was doing too much, bro. He was trying to, as I've said before, stage a coup on fucking DC. So, yes, and again, Grand Regent Thrag, the fans hyped The Rock up. They did. He was like... But again, if you've been here since day one, you always heard me say that shit just was never doing what he wanted it to do, what the delusions that he wanted it to do. It was never doing that. It was never doing that. So those are the things that are going on with DC. I mean, as far as the people that we kind of already knew most of these people were gone anyway, but it just being kind of confirmed that they're all gone, but yet James Gunn's Suicide Squad, some of the Suicide Squad members are staying. His wife is staying. But it's like... So it's not a complete, but I've seen people saying, well, James Gunn, fuck you for that because that's nepotism and blah, 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 blah. But James Gunn also said, some things are true, some things aren't true, some things we haven't decided whether or not they are true. What I took away from that when he said that was some things from the Hollywood Reporter, they are true. Some things we are going to get rid of. Some things we're not getting rid of. And some things we just haven't decided whether or not we want to get rid of them. I think that, again, that just falls in line with the Suicide Squad and his wife. It falls in line with that stuff. It falls in line with, those are the things that they just had decided, no, we don't want to get rid of any of this yet. So, I mean, we won't really know until DC officially does their reboot. I mean, I'm here for it. But I'll ask the chat this question. I'm closing this topic because this is the last topic. But I'll ask the chat this question as I'm closing. Do you still go see? I was never going to go see Fury of the Gods, Shazam. I was never going to go see it. But do you still go see that? Do you still go? I'm definitely still going to see Blue Marvel. Do you still go see Blue Marvel? Do you still go see The Flash? Do you still go? What else is coming out? I forget what. Aquaman 2. Are you still going to go see those projects knowing that they don't mean shit? And I guess that's where the conversation comes in. Well, I guess if it's a, I mean, because I've seen people saying, well, I wish we would had more one-off films where not everything's connected and blah 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 blah. I personally like the connective tissue of everything, but knowing that none of this shit is connected, knowing that it doesn't mean anything, knowing that it's just whatever, do you still go see Blue Beetle? Do you go see Shazam! Fury of the Gods? Do you see Aquaman 2? Do you see The Flash? Because they don't matter now. I mean, I still want to see The Flash. I still want to see The Flash, and I want to see Blue Beetle. I'm not going to see Aquaman, and I'm not going to see Shazam! Fury of the Gods. But you let me know. Are you going to go see it in theater, or are you just going to wait till that shit hits HBO Max and stream it that way? Because now Blue Beetle, I encourage everyone, please, if you are listening, if you give a damn, please, 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 go see Blue Beetle. Go see Blue Beetle. Fully support this film. I think we should fully support this film because I think Blue Beetle falls in that category of some things are true, some things aren't true, some things we don't know if they are true. But I say Blue Beetle, I think, is still on the table for things that they want to do in the future of the DCEU. And not only that, I fully support all I fully support the Hispanic community, the Latino community. I fully support them in this film. I fully support Sholo. I can't pronounce his last name, sorry. But I fully support Sholo, and obviously, as I've talked about, I became a huge Jaime Reyes fan. I was already a Jaime Reyes fan, but I'm not going to sit here and say I was a fan. Like, I could tell you mass amounts about Jaime Reyes. But I became a huge fan of during the Young Justice stuff. So I think that Blue Beetle deserves that attention. So definitely go see Blue Beetle. I think so. But as far as like the others, they are what they are. For me, I'm just waiting to see what the extent of this reboot looks like. I know they met with Zaslav they met with Zaslav this week, didn't they? Or was that last week? No, they met with Zaslav last week, but we really haven't heard anything from that meeting. So I guess we're still waiting to hear things from the meeting with Zaslav as well. Tomorrow I will go over the Ray Fisher stuff when I'm able to dive into it more this evening and tomorrow. But tomorrow I'll go over the Ray Fisher stuff and talk about a few more DC stuff like Balzad and things like that. But yeah, that's just what's going on with DC. So let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. Do you still go see these movies? Shazam, Aquaman 2, Blue Beetle, The Flash, now that they don't mean anything? And how do you feel about James Gunn's wife and Suicide Squad and Peacemaker being able to stay within the mix? You really shouldn't. I don't know if you really should feel any type of way because James Gunn said this himself with the tweet. Some things are true, some things aren't, some things we don't know if they are. We haven't decided. So I feel like he kind of told you then that still expect some things to disappear, still expect some things to stay, but we just don't have this whole thing figured out yet. But again, your mileage may vary. You may feel different. Let me know down below in the comments what you think. So I'll jump on the chat here really quick. Let's see. Raymond said Octavia Spencer would have been a good Amanda Waller too. Maybe so. I could see her. I could see her as Amanda Waller. Actually, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that for sure. I will. Officially MG said it's very confusing because James tweeted and said Suicide Squad wasn't safe from getting recast either. It is confusing. It is confusing. That's why a lot of people have been calling him out and saying it's nepotism and it's this and it's that and blah, 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 blah. But again, this is the same people that are already upset and tweeting #FireJamesGunn. So, Raymond said both Suicide Squad sucked. I enjoyed the second one way more than the first one. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to pay for the second one, but I enjoyed it way more. Not Again 90 said, I agree. If you're James Gunn, you do everything in your power to keep Miss Davis. On that note, IDK, why the hell would you choose Momoa over Henry? But that's a discussion for another time, I guess. He really wants to do that Lobo. He really wants to do Lobo. Here's the thing, though. I've seen so many people so excited. I'm excited about Lobo, too. I like Lobo, too. But you can't build a cinematic universe off the back of Lobo. Like, you just can't. And I've seen some people saying, like, Lobo's going to be so pivotal. Like, what? What? Okay. Zang Beto said, I don't know if John David Washington can do an African accent. With time, I bet he could. Grand Region Thrag said, The Rock played him. I read that one. Not Again 90 said, Corn Sweat is a wild last name. It is. I don't think I'm saying it right, though. I don't think it's Corn Sweet. I think it's Corn Sweat or I don't know. I don't know. Cornelius said The Rock can now. Yeah, we said that. The Apocalypse thing. Grand Region Thrag said, I think he thought with his fans and his fans hyping him up. He thought he would have leverage over Warner Brothers. He had the movie. Had the movie did numbers, it might have been a different story. Yeah, had it done numbers, it might have been a different story. Had it done numbers and had he shut the fuck up, it could have been different. See, Jeezy said, I'd like Starro to be more of a horrific enemy in the DCU. Yeah, bro. Like, we've seen Starro, twice now? Well, there was the metal version of Starro in what was that? What movie was that? Help me. The metal version of Starro. Was that in... That was in the Snyder Cut, wasn't it? When Steppenwolf had gotten the Atlantean. I think that's right. I could be wrong though. Comic Chameleon said for The Rock thought he was bigger than what he is. His ego got him put him on the curb. Yeah, it was his ego, bro. It was his ego. Double M said, I still want Chris Judge to be Apocalypse. That'd be dope too. Grand Regent, because I do know who that one is. See, that's a name I didn't have to look up. Grand Regent Thrag said, funny, I had looked into it about 2 weeks before all this broke. Didn't know anything about it, but YouTube algorithm put it in my page. Now Warhammer is all over the place. Yeah, Warhammer is all over the place, bro. I don't know shit about Warhammer, so you couldn't ask me, but I'm trying to learn. I'm not playing that damn game, but I'm trying to learn. Grand Regent Thrag said the fans hyped The Rock up. Valley Superb said, I think a Shakespearean actor should play Apocalypse. Idris would have been so dope. Man, Idris would have been dope as anything but Heimdall. Idris should have never been Heimdall. B. Smith said the Rock that he was still with thought he was still with WWE. Yeah, he thought he was. Valley Superb said Margot Robbie is probably the reason some of Suicide Squad remains. Yeah. And I don't mind. I like Margot Robbie as Harley. I like her as Harley. Let's see. D Stizzle said, speaking of DC, all this snow and ice up here, my block looks like a fortress of solitude. We're about to get all that. I don't know. We're about to get a bunch of ice and snow too, late Wednesday night. They say late Wednesday night we're supposed to get hit with a huge winter storm. So we'll see. Gray said The Rock was playing Game of Thrones with no real moves. Justin said Blue Beetle. Granger Thrax said, I can't wait until they hit the streaming platforms. I liked the Snyderverse and all that. Yeah, I like the Snyderverse too. I love the Snyderverse, actually. I don't just like it. I love the Snyderverse. Like, I was one of those loyal Snyder fans that was begging and demanding that you release the Snyder Cut. But at the same time, I'm not one of those ones where I'm unwilling to forget or to let it go. I'm willing to let it go for a better DC. So Yuri G said, I'm still going to see Shazam 2 because I liked the first Shazam and the character. Out of all, I will say that. The first Shazam was fun. I liked the first Shazam. It wasn't bad. Every time I watch the Fury of the Gods trailer, every time it's played before a movie, like we went and saw Wakanda Forever and it played before, I was like, bro, I'm not excited for that. Like, I'm just not. Maybe it's Zachary Levi as Shazam. I think that's it. I'm not a big fan of Zachary Levi as Shazam. D Stizzle said DC's crisis on infinite franchises. Officially, MG said The Rock wouldn't go to Marvel because The Rock likes control over his projects, and imagine him and Kevin would never let him have that. Yeah, that's they say that's one of the things in his contract is he can't lose. He always has to be right. Blah 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 blah. Like, they have this macho. Yeah, bro. Like, that's the whole reason. Like, they say that him and Vin Diesel, all that broke out between them because their contracts are similar. That's just what they say. Hell, I don't know. Sir Yurigi said, and Blue Marvel. B. Smith said Blue Marvel is the only one worth it. To be honest, but that's just me. I kind of agree. DJ F and I said James Gunn's wife is smoking hot. Justin said, I feel bad for Shazam. I really like this character, but his movies seem really underappreciated. I'm one of those ones that underappreciated. I cannot get with the trailers for that second one. Gray said, Waller Harcourt, Blue Beetle stays. Everything else gets rebooted. I think so. I think Blue Beetle stays for sure. I kind of know Blue Beetle stays. Like, at least I'm hoping, bro. Raymond 2000 said yes, and yes. Blue Beetle is my most anticipated film of 2003. I can't wait for this movie. This needs to be a franchise. Yes, I'm excited for Blue Beetle too. I'm excited for a trailer for Blue Beetle, which we're supposed to be getting in February time is we're supposed to be getting a Blue Beetle trailer. Gray said Blue Beetle, Shazam 2, and Aquaman 2 not supporting the Flash movie. Hey, I don't blame you on that, not supporting the Flash movie. Raymond 2000 said, I don't really care about those 3 movies, but it's sad, weird, but necessary that we won't get sequels for Aquaman 2, Shazam 2, and the Flash, but keep Blue Beetle, damn it. Yes, keep him. Gray said Jessica Holland could play Black Canary in the reboot. Grand Region Thrag said, second Suicide Squad was good. Peacemaker is funny, but DC doesn't have anything to really keep me. I think that's what it is for everybody. It's just like, that's why the theater's so fucking empty. D Stizzle said, Jason should have been Lobo from the jump. Indeed. He was miscast as Arthur Curry. His personality and acting style is better suited for that character. Bro, he's gonna kill Lobo. He's gonna kill that shit. Official MG said, Grace said during her live stream today that the same people hating on Gunn are the same people that are anti-recast. She also stated, wow, did she? She also stated that Marvel might come to regret not recasting. What? Grace waking the fuck up? Is Grace over there waking the fuck up, or is she doing that shit for clicks? Huh. It's so interesting to see some of these people that were, because she was one too. She was one too at the beginning. So it's so interesting to see the tide shifting. It's so interesting to see people changing their minds on what we've been saying, what we thought we've been clearly saying for over a year. That's funny to me. That's funny. Double M said Shazam looks like the Power Rangers. Cornelia said, as long as the actor who cast as Apocalypse looks like they're indigenous to Africa, like Apocalypse. Just saying. 100 on that as well. I agree. Grand Region Thrag said, I hate those Shazam muscle suits. So do I. I just can't get behind it. Grand Region Thrag also said, which character is James Gunn's wife in Peacemaker? And then he also said Black Green Lantern could save DC. That's supposed to be coming. Jon Stewart's the Green Lantern series that they're reworking. Supposed to be happening. DJF and Nice said Zachary Levi shouldn't be the lead. It should be the kid, and they're not giving him a real villain. The Rock he messed it up because he denied it. He said he didn't want to show up in Shazam. He did not. He declined the cameo. That's another reason I thought he had power, because he was declining shit. Like, how you just got there? You've been here 5 minutes at DC, and you're already telling them, nope, I don't want to be in that movie. But I want this person in my movie. Yeah, that's another reason I thought he had so much power. Omega 095 said, how they're gonna release the Flash movie? New trailer. Report said they limited Ezra Miller in the film's promotion. Put Grant or Timothy as the new Flash in the end. I'm not sure. I still have some things to figure out with the Flash, like we all do. I'm not sure, though. I do know that they have limited his promotion, and as we've all talked about since day one, they have to. There's no way Ezra Miller can get on anyone's red carpet and talk about the Flash without being asked about his grooming charges, without being asked about the harassment of Hawaii, without being asked about harboring a family at his Vermont farm, without being asked about the apocalyptic dream or whatever it was he had, bro. Because if I'm an interviewer, that's where I'm going. That's the first thing I'm asking. Fuck the Flash. I want to ask you what the fuck you was out here doing for the past 3 years. Official MG said, I want Hot Girl in the new DCU. So do I. Shaira would love to see, Shaira and Jon Stewart's relationship on screen. Same. Cornelia said Grace got blacked for that holidays. Yeah, bro. I'm shocked she said that shit. Grace said Grace sliding them in on the sneak, huh? I don't watch Grace. Once upon a time I did. I don't watch Grace though. Black Claw 2 said at this point, Super gets in the only franchise The Rock has. Super Pets. Yep, that's about it. And he spoiled that shit too. He posted the post-credit scene on his fucking Instagram. Black Claw 2 said at this point... Oh, no, read that. Raymond said, it's weird seeing Grace agree with black people. I'm a bit concerned. Bruh. That's why I said Grace said that shit. Usai said, bruh, not blackened for the holidays. Cornelius is fucking dumb. Grand Region Thrag said, laugh my ass off. Oh my God, I'm over here cracking the fuck up at Apocalypse Dream. Laugh my ass off. Apocalyptic Dream. I'm telling, bro, he had that. Is that not what he say? That he had that him and Dakota Iron Eyes were supposed to bring up forth the indigenous apocalyptic war or something, bro. Yeah, he's been on one. Omega 095 said, or maybe rename the Flash movie as Batman Into the Flashpoint starring Ben Affleck. John has said that same shit, that they should rebrand it to like Batman or something like that. I don't know. Yusai said, yeah, I saw the live stream and she legit did say those things. I love seeing this vindication for the I do too, bro. It's such a good feeling to see all these people coming around that were saying all the negative shit they were saying to now be vindicated. Like, okay, you guys are finally waking up to see what we've been saying for over a year. But thank you. We'll take it. Thank you for finally agreeing. Raymond said, come on now, Darius. We know that if Ezra was being interviewed by you, you'd ask him the question we all want to know. Who is underneath the cowl? Who's Batman? I would squeeze that question in eventually, but I'd have to ask him about. So when in Hawaii, when you were an active volcano, like, what was running through your mind when you threatened to light that couple on fire in their home you broke into? Like, I just don't know how you don't ask these type of questions. D Sizzle said, I can't stand Grace's annoying voice. I can't stand her either. Like I said, if I ever start a stream the way she starts her streams, like, well, howdy, I want you to expeditiously leave, unsubscribe, and don't come back. I mean that shit. That means there's something wrong with me. Raymond said, did you just say when you were an active volcano? Yes, bro. He was an active volcano. He was. He threatened to set that couple on fire. He threw a chair at that woman's head for singing karaoke in a karaoke bar. Like, what the fuck? Grand Regent Thrag said, the problem was a lot of those right-wing neck beards had talked about how hashtag Recast T'Challa was trending. So many people thought it was coming from that community. Raymond 2000 said, and he set them on fire. He threatened to set them on fire, bro. Threatened to set them on fire. Not Again 90 said, bruh, Ezra was really on one. That's a wild boy. I'm telling you, bro. On one. On one. I mean, I could continue. Let's talk about when he choked the shit out the fan. Asked for the autograph, grabbed the bit, threw on the ground. Like, bro, I'm not asking any questions but those. B. Smith said, yes, he did all of that and more. Yes, he did all of that. No, I don't believe he's in prison. I don't believe Ezra. I don't think they ever went to prison. The privilege. So I don't believe they ever went to prison because, and I say privilege because while Ezra was out here terrorizing Hawaii and the rest of the North America and everybody else was still trying to hang Will for slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. Meanwhile, in the same sentence, calling Ezra Miller misunderstood. I'm telling you, if I wake up and a motherfucker standing over my bed threatening to set me on fire and then steals my wallet, passports, and everything else, they're not misunderstood. Especially when it's a patterned behavior, bro. There's receipts of his patterned behavior. Like, stop it. Official EMG said, I watch Grace because Grace be low-key hilarious. She just unhinged with... Grace just says shit. Grace just says shit. Raymond said, hasn't had the same energy for Ezra, the active Volcano Miller. Interesting. John, interesting. Yeah. Grand Region Thrag said there's a clip of Ezra where he's like, I'm criminally excited to play the Flash. This was years before we knew he was a freak. Yeah, bro. He also said that he called himself the Messiah. He said that he said that he actually is the Flash, and that his powers are going to help bring forth. Damn, what exactly did he say? He said that he was the Messiah. He believed he was really the Flash, and that his powers that were going to bring forth something. I forgot exactly what he said, though. But no, this is a real article that you can look up. Like, it's real. It's real. Yusai said, honestly, though, Grace's voice on how she starts her streams are like Banshees or Harpy's war cry. B. Smith said, Ezra Miller is dangerous. He continues to escalate. He does. Not Again 90 said, yeah, about as misunderstood as an active lunatic. Yes, bro. Yes. D. Stizzle said that Flashpoint press conference will be more I hope they let him do it. I hope they let him do press conference shit for the Flash. Because if he does, there's no telling what's going to come out of his fucking mouth. I mean, excuse me, especially with him having the knowledge that he's done, that DC's getting reboot, that he's not coming back as Barry Allen. He could get up there and say whatever the fuck he wanted. I don't think they're going to let him, but I hope they let him. Omega095 said one of the ideas in new executive meetings about Ezra and Amber, and one of them be like, hey, you know what? We remove them and everyone from Snyderverse. Perfect opportunity to kick Zack out. D. Stizzle said Ezra should be rolled down the red carpet premiere in a straitjacket. I've said that too. Not about the red carpet thing, but I've said he needs to be in a straitjacket. I've said, I mean, he also, remember when he also posted on his Twitter, or not his Twitter, his Instagram story, taunting the cops, saying, you can't find me, I'm in another dimension, and all this type of shit. Like, yeah, bro. Not Again 90 said, it's crazy how these motherfuckers get a pass, but we gotta cancel Will's long catalog of greatness because of a slap. LOL. The world is very funny. Very funny. Bro, I have a video I did talking about that. What's the difference between Ezra and Will? I did a video on that. Yusai said, let Ezra press conference. This will be yay level. Oh, it might rival Ye, bro. It might rival, and that's a tough one to beat, but it might rival Ye. I would kill to let them let him get up there. Let him talk. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's done. He's gone. He knows that. So yeah, bro. But it has been fun hanging out with you guys as always. It has been fun. I wanted to do Collins, but I'm not gonna have time to do Collins because I went longer than I thought I was gonna take on the topics. And I do have to all this week at work. I'm going in at 6 a.m. I know it's crazy, right? I'm going at 6 a.m. all this week at work because I got some money to make up. So, as always, like I said, it's been fun hanging out with you guys. It's been fun as it always is. So, but I have to get up super early in the morning. So I will be back tomorrow though, and some of their co-hosts should be actually. Kellen will be here tomorrow. Levon will be here tomorrow, and Q will be here tomorrow. So we'll all be in, and Trey will be back, guys. Trey right now is just dealing with some things with work, but he will be back. He's just got to get some things straightened up at work. So it may be a little bit before we see him. Maybe not until sometime. Little in January, but he will be back. So he's just dealing with something, and not only that, everybody knows he is a father of 2 now. He just had his daughter, so he's priorities come first. He's got to be a dad. He's got to keep the roof over his family's head and everything like that. So I definitely understand, but he will be back. But I'll be back with everybody tomorrow. Love hanging out with you guys. Had so much fun as I always do. So damn it. So like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. If you guys want to hang out, we'll be here. Again, the Discord link is down below in the bio if you would like to join our Discord. I'm going to do call-ins this week. On another night that I'm alone, I'll probably do call-ins this week. But yeah, if you want to join the Discord, you can do that. You can talk with the community. They're always having fun conversations in there. And that's the easiest way, again, when we do giveaways, for us to get with you. See, Jeezy, if you're still in the chat, your information, I believe, if actually, CGZ, I think it was you. If you're in the chat and you were one of the ones that won one of the Funkos last week, I know it was, I know Kenny did, and I know Jay Rich did, but I think CGZ, I think you were the other one. I could be wrong, but let me know if you were the other one, so I can get your information, so we can get your Funko and gifts sent out to you. Yeah. But like I said, love hanging out with you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. As I always say, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys. Love you guys so very fucking much. Peace out.